Welcome back to the Toku Fresh podcast. I'm eating Skittles.
Yeah,
I didn't swallow before I.
You're eating like great American Skittles too.
I mean, this says it's share size.
Bullshit. No, it's not. No.
I'm sharing with myself.
Exactly.
That's.
Chef is here. Chef BK.
Mm-hmm.
Went to go and see him on. Oh my God, when was this? The Friday, I believe it was, like last week or something.
Something under my chin. Yeah.
Yeah, good. And then he gave me like an actual big bag of Skittles. It's like, I love Skittles. But then he also gave me this bag of like freeze-dried sour Skittles.
Freeze-dried?
They took sour Skittles and they were like, but what if they were in space? So they freeze-dried these boys and all that happened.
Didn't you already take Skittles into space? Like, they're not wet.
No, they did, but they wanted to freeze-dry them just to make sure. And what happens is these things like fucking puff up like crazy. And then...
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, no. I have seen these before. I'm not sure what the reason why they puff up like crazy is.
Because they freeze dry them. It's insane. It's just like it's
they
ridiculous.
get huge.
Yeah. So then he got me those, and I was like, man, I love Skittles. I love sour Skittles. A freeze dried sour Skittle. That's just a Skittle, but with like no moisture. It's gonna be as delectable.
It'll just be. I don't know. I have a feeling it would be like eating chalk.
It was terrible. It was like it had the texture and mouthfeel of eating like kind of styrofoam.
Like a sponge toffee type of. It's a little bit squeaky,
but no moisture. It just kind of like breaks up, and you think like if I chew this enough, it's gonna become like a normal Skittle. It never does. It's so weird, but it's way sour. It's way more sour. I don't know. The science it escapes me, but
there's some kind of science that drawing. Well, I guess you don't have any liquid to like counteract the sourness.
Dilute
so the second when you put it in your mouth,
straight away,
the only thing that's interacting with it is your spit.
Yeah. So I ate like there's like one like big cluster in the bag, and I was like, I have
sour Skittles in there.
I'm gonna steal some before I go. I fucking love those things. But then like I brought it into the office, and I was like, boys, I bring you snacks from a distant land. Please try some American
freeze-dried weird sour Skittles,
bro. There's nothing more entertaining to me personally than making Japanese people try weird American candies. The reactions they give to these things, it's like you've given them poison. It's like I offered them. So
I mean, it basically is. I mean,
I went to there's a Japanese guy in our office, and they
only just now banned what is it, like Red 14 or whatever.
Yeah, it's made out of like dead children or something. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Sure.
Yeah,
stem cells of children, whatever makes it red.
It is. Dude, I went to this Japanese guy.
Red makes it taste better.
Dude, it's the fear. It's delicious. I went to this Japanese guy in the office who does he does like legal and contract stuff. And he works for like the parent company. I'm like, no, we talk. We go to like drinks and stuff. And I'm like, hey, dude, would you like
Red 40? That's what it is.
Yeah, there we go.
I go over something with a 4.
Yeah, Red 4 something. But I go over and I go, hey, like, dude, would you like some American candy? And he's like, oh, we're just in America. I go, no, my friend has graciously bought me enough candy to share with the people. And he's like, oh my God, wow, that's so nice. And I go, no worries, man. It's they're Skittles. And he goes, I know what Skittles are. I go, I know,
I'm a cultured man. I've been places.
So you're gonna have a great time with these. I open the bag.
Can you buy Skittles here?
Yeah. You can get them.
Yeah, you can get them. Okay. Yeah.
Like at roundabout. Dude, I open the bag and the smell of America, the smell of freedom, I should say, escapes this bag and just starts assaulting this man's nose for oil. Bro had no oil in there, but he looked offended. He looked offended by like the sickly sweet smell coming from the bag. And so I had to offer it. I was like, no, it's worse than that.
Skittles do have a smell though.
Yes, they do. Imagine that times like 20.
A million.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, Skittles actually, now that I do smell this bag of Skittles,
yeah,
I get that image in your head.
Now imagine
audio listeners.
Imagine a giant.
Imagine I stick my nose directly into the bag of Skittles.
Yeah,
they do have a very specific smell, don't they?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the smell. But it was that times like 100. I offered to this man, and he's Japanese. So once I've shown him my omotenashi, he cannot reject it.
He cannot reject it.
He cannot
reject
it.
Accept now.
I saw in his eyes, he did not want one of these Skittles, but I was into deep and I was having a good time, and I was like, I refuse to not let you try one. I was like, sir, please take from my bag, put your hand in my sack and take out one of these inflated bars. And he did. He took out the yellow one. I was so delighted.
Ooh, lemon.
The lemon is disgustingly sour. I watched this man eat a Skittle, and I swear to God, he flashed back to Edo times. He was experiencing like generational crimes. He was like, I was like, "Do this guy," and he goes, and I go, "You can be honest. This isn't like my gift. This is my friend got this for me.
Brought this for me.
I think they're bad, so I'm sharing them. What do you think?" And he goes, "This is the worst thing I've ever eaten." He goes, and then throughout the day, he kept coming back to me being like, "That's American." I'm like, so I'm working. It's been like 2 hours later. He goes, "Jordan, those snacks." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "They're American, right?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Sus." He's so mad. He's like, "Ugh, I thought so."
America makes good snacks. It's just not all of them are.
Not
all of them are home runs.
America do the whole. It's the numbers approach.
Sure. Yeah. Just throw everything at it.
Eventually,
something will hit.
Yeah. Wasn't there like the what's that fucking cereal? Is it Captain Crunch or some shit where it's like oops all berries or something like that?
No. What the fuck is that called? It might have been Captain Crunch. You're right. I think you might be right.
I think it's Captain Crunch oops all berries.
Let me oops all berries here.
Shut up, Jamie.
All berries. Apparently there's a me. Yes, it is. It's Captain Crunch. You're right.
I got that.
Oh man, there's oops all mega berries.
Oh fuck off, Captain.
And oops all red berries.
No, these aren't good. This is what I mean. Their approach is throw everything out the wall and see what hits.
Just make it all.
Make it all. There's like there were Oreos and everyone's like, these are delectable. They go, okay, we'll double stuff them.
Wow, Captain Crunch is made by Pepsi?
Yep.
Weird.
I know, that's why it's fucking dog shit, dude. Awful. Have you had Captain Crunch?
I think I've had it like once. It was definitely not a cereal that I ate often.
It's like it's snacks. It's a treat. It's not cereal.
Yeah, it's basically. Yeah. Did I tell you about when I went home?
Go on.
And I had Fruit Loops for breakfast lunch.
Did it shatter the roof of your mouth?
No. Well, yes, but no. That's not what I'm talking about. So like, I just got diagnosed with diabetes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I went home, and my uncle had given me on the back of my arm here. I literally had a monitor like with a needle in my arm, so I could track how my blood sugar was, right? Because I'm like, okay, if I can find out kind of where the spikes are, I can maybe deal with it a little bit. So I wake up like the next morning and we're going to like the mall. So I'm like, okay, maybe I want to eat breakfast because who knows like when we're going to get lunch.
True.
And I ate a singular bowl
you're fucked.
of Fruit Loops. And for whatever reason, my Japanese phone would not connect to the app for this thing. So we had it on my dad's phone, right? And my dad didn't go with me. But he said like after I had eaten, we had gone like maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then my phone started going off like, beep, 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 your blood sugar's too high. Your blood sugar's too high. And he's like, okay, like, fine. He like sent me a message. Hey, your blood sugar's going up, blah, 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 whatever, right? 5 minutes later, he's like, hey, your blood sugar's still going up.
Oh, you fucking serious?
And it's just, it literally is like almost a completely vertical wall.
Fuck.
So I'm like, how much fucking sugar is in Fruit Loops? And I look, it's like in a box, there's like 260 fucking grams of sugar. I'm like, holy fuck, like this is basically pure sugar.
It's pure sugar. It's disgusting.
I was like, I would eat less sugar eating like shreddies with brown sugar on top than I would just eating the fucking
a normal thing of Fruit Loops.
Yeah,
it's absolutely insane. We had this thing where so I was eating Skittles. I got the good bag and the crazy freeze-dried bag. So I made a couple of Skittles. I had like 3 or 4, and I realized like living in Japan for this long, my tolerance to sugar has drastically crashed. I can't.
Mine hasn't. I seek out the sweets.
Good man. Good.
I need them.
I don't like sweet things though. It's probably why. So like
I love sweet things. So
I wish I did. I used to ice cream and stuff like things like that, like creamy ice cream, things like that. That gets me. But pure sugary things like Skittles, or like really sweet cakes, like 1 or 2 bites and I'm done.
Once in a while, I just kind of need like a bag of candy.
Nice. Oh, I thought of gummies. Like I want
gummies.
Yes,
exactly.
dude. Fucking hell, yeah. I can smash some gummies. But like, I'm eating Skittles, and I'm like, yo, these are goated. I love these things. Have a couple of them. I'm kind of done now. And then I had a conversation. They're like, oh, dude, why are like American candies like so sweet compared to Japanese candies? And I was like, oh, because everything in America is stuffed with like corn syrup. Partner's like, what the fuck is corn syrup? I was like, oh, let me take down the craziest rabbit hole known to man.
Surprisingly. Skittles not as bad, as I thought they would be. For 30 Skittles, 120 calories.
Yep.
That's surprisingly low because they're basically pure sugar.
Pure sugar, yeah. Legitimately. It's not as bad as like some of the other ones, but still. 30? No. Holy shit. 29. Yeah. 29 pieces, 30 grams.
I'll round it up to 30.
Yeah. Nice, about 4 servings per container. Yeah, something like that. It's impressive, honestly. But yeah, we had this whole like deep dive about like corn syrup and how it's literally in everything in America because like the corn lobby or some shit.
Yeah, they want to sell more corn. I don't know why they just didn't lobby for like getting cars to run on.
Yeah, do corn. That. Corn oil. What the fuck's wrong with you idiots, dude?
I don't know.
No imagination with the billionaires, honestly.
Yeah, well,
fucking
you know.
Dog shit. Anyway, that's Skittles.
Big corn.
Fucking big corn. Oh, dude, big corn's gonna cancel us now. Shit.
Yeah, they're gonna fucking abduct you and put you in a maze and you'll never get out.
Oh, dude,
you'll be fucked forever.
I'll cut down these fucking walls, dude. You can't stop me, dude. Big corn is not gonna stop.
How big you think the maze is gonna be, my friend? This is gonna be like the fucking labyrinth of Crete. They're gonna have a dude in like fucking hillbilly getup chasing you through the fucking labyrinth of corn.
That wouldn't scare me. Just if I was big corn, so this is what I was do. I'll build like a big corn labyrinth, yeah. And everyone's expecting the horror guy, the Freddy mask with the chainsaw, being
of course, you know, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Freddy or whatever.
Bullshit. You're expecting that. Everyone's like, I'm gonna fight back. No, you guys are stupid. I'm gonna hire David Bowie and his bulge from the movie The Labyrinth to come and play.
To come help you.
To come and help me out. Because you think you're scared now. Wait till you hear magic dance at 3 a.m. It's gonna fuck you up, dude.
It's coming.
He's coming. I can hear his bulge.
I can hear his bulge.
He's kidnapped my son.
There's a throbbing rhythm to it.
It's so catchy. I can actually hear it now, playing in the back of my head. Fuck. If that magic don't stop dancing, I swear to God. Yeah, don't let me have power. This is the shit I would do.
You've cloned like murderous David Bowie for your evil corn maze.
Have you seen the thing? Oh, fuck off. You seen the thing where the guy's got the what do you call it, the VR glasses on, and he's like pretending to design a woman. He's like, Jarvis, make her 80% thicker.
Oh yeah,
make it bounce. Yeah,
yes.
Make her 7'3". It'll be that, but Jarvis. I'm like, Jarvis, get me a David Bowie. Make him 20% hornier. Excellent. Increase bulge size by 15%.
That's at least 220% horny.
That's insane. That's so much hornier.
Hang on, wait. Depends on what era of David Bowie are we talking.
I'm talking Labyrinth.
We're talking David.
Labyrinth, yeah.
So we're not talking like Thin White Duke.
Oh no,
that's Cocaine Bowie.
Fuck me, Cocaine Bowie's terrifying. No, we can't let him out.
Cocaine Bowie is the guy who would chase you through the corn maze. Like he would like run you down, right? And then he would like let you go so he could chase you again.
Yeah, he needs the chase. He's gonna get the cocaine out of his system. He's gonna work the cocaine out of his system. He's basically a big Labrador.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have a bag of cocaine, you can basically play fetch with that thing of Bowie. It's really good.
Throw it over into another.
Another
place.
He's gonna follow the cocaine. It's fine.
Yeah,
he's only to be fair, he's only chasing you because the handlers told him you have cocaine.
This sounds like an indie game someone would make. Like Run from David Bowie.
Oh, I'm copywriting the fuck out of this, dude. How dare you indie game makers try and steal my amazing idea? Fuck me, dude. But yeah, how's your week?
But yeah, how's my 2 weeks?
We're bi-weekly. How was
we're bi. You know what? At this point, we are bi-weekly because I'm not here next week.
Yeah,
as well,
he's going traveling.
But so shit. Work is work. Going to work is fine.
Work.
But the thing that I actually want to talk about, I guess the most, is I've been playing. So recently, I've been hearing a lot about this game.
Is it 33 or something?
Called Expedition 33. Claire Obscure.
Is it good?
Expedition 33. And I kept hearing about it, and people like, it's really good. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, okay, but like, you know, it's a French studio.
I
know, right? Yeah, you're like, fuck, shit, French. No, I don't like that. But it's a French studio who made a JRPG, and you're like, how the fuck can that? Yeah, it literally is a JRPG.
Oh,
I'll get into it.
Okay, go. That's so cool.
So it came out on, because I have Xbox Game Pass on PC,
Oh, nice.
So I like pay the $8 monthly or whatever, and I have access to every game. But the nice thing about the Xbox Game Pass is that occasionally brand new games will just release on there for free.
Holy fuck!
Like if you have the pass and you can play them. And it came out the exact same day that the Oblivion remaster release did. At least on Game Pass it did.
There we go.
So I downloaded them both at the same time. It is cheap. It is that cheap for like the first bit, and then it's I think it's like you can pay like $8 for like the first 6 months or something when you sign up. There's like some
for the Game Pass.
Yeah, there's some kind of stipulation where you can pay like $8 for like 6 months. It's actually fucking crazy. I don't know how they make any money on that shit.
I guess they don't.
You'd have to look up the specifics. But it was like that at one time, or at least when I started. Anyway. So I downloaded both at the same time, and I started playing that Oblivion remake, and it runs kind of like Dookie Kaka on my PC, and like that's not really surprising because
it's an Oblivion game. It just works.
Well, yeah, exactly.
It just
one, it's Oblivion, so probably it already runs bad to begin with, and then 2, they've like upgraded fucking everything, so like it won't run well on my PC. Like I need upgrades. Anyway,
I don't think it runs well on anyone's PC, but continue. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Oblivion ran like shit on mine as well. Okay. I'm not the only one then.
There we go.
Anyway, so I played it for a little bit. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, blah, 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 whatever. And I started playing some other stuff. And Claire Obscure just kind of stayed installed there, taunting me every time I open up that app. And I'm like, I'll play it one day.
Yeah.
I'll get there.
One day.
One day I'll play. So last week, I think it was like maybe like 11:30 at night on like a Tuesday or something. And I'm like, I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, you know what? If I don't start sometime, I'll never start. So like, just fucking, I'll play 30 minutes, get through the thing, get to like the first save point.
Yeah,
and then now that I've started, I can continue to play, right? I think I stayed up to like 2 a.m. playing that game.
Fucking hell,
on the
seriously?
First night. So
holy shit.
I think like the first like session I played with that game, I probably played like 4 hours straight. And I was like, wow. I was like, holy shit. It's such a weird game. It's very hard. Well, it's not very hard to describe, but it's so weird about how do you know anything about how this game got made?
All I know is tiny studio in France, like 5 or 8 people, something like that. That's all I know.
So it's a team of 33 people. Ironically,
continue.
That the Expedition 33 probably comes out of that thing 33. But some of the lead developers were from Ubisoft, the Canadian company, and Ubisoft also has they have because Ubisoft is based in Quebec, so they also have a studio in France. Some of those people were ex-Ubisoft devs, and they kind of got a team together, and they, started making this game like years ago. Like I think it's like 5 or 6 years in development or something.
Holy
like
fuck!
That.
Okay.
So it's been in development for a while, but like kind of nobody talked about it. They obviously didn't have money to do any kind of advertisement, so anything that's been out about this game is all through word of mouth.
Jesus.
But it's kind of weird because there's like stories about key people in their dev team that is like just kind of wild. So person who does all the music, the lead developer of the game was just going through people on SoundCloud one day, and he hears this music by this guy, and he's like, wow, like this is really good. Like, who is this? And he contacts the guy, and he's like, hey, do you want to do some tracks for our game? 124 fucking tracks later, this guy's like the main composer for the game. He's just this dude they found off of SoundCloud.
Hell yeah.
The person who wrote the story, they found on an obscure niche Reddit forum, and it's their first writing thing ever.
No fucking way.
And
that's so cool.
It's great. I can't even describe like how kind of unique the story is. It's interesting. So I'll give you, this isn't spoilers, so if you're playing the game, you learn any of this in like the first like 15 fucking minutes.
Thank you.
Don't worry about it. You're
big
not
appreciation.
But I guess it takes place in our real world, kind of, sort of. So what happens is that France, at least where the story takes place, got split off into like 2 pieces.
Finally.
So one is like out in the ocean. They call that the continent. because it's like literally like a giant island-sized continent now.
Okay, that's
and then there's the mainland where like, you know, kind of like half of Paris still is or whatever, right? And on the continent is a giant woman, and there's like a giant fucking pillar. And when she first appeared, the number, like, I think it was like 150 or like 100 and something, just appeared on the pillar. And people are like, huh, that's fucking weird. But, like, we're so fucked up from, like, the world getting, like, rent in half and, like, blown the fuck up. Like,
we don't
that's,
have
like,
shit, yeah.
the least of our fucking worries. She's not doing anything, so we're okay.
Yeah.
But then every year at the same time, the number starts to count down.
We don't like that.
And then when they hit, like, the 90s and the 80s, shit starts to happen where all of a sudden it goes to, like, you know, you hit, like, 92, 91. And then people who are 91 years old just fucking turn into smoke and vanish.
What the fuck?
And they're like, that's fucking weird.
So cool.
And then every year that number counts down, and anyone who's above that age just gets deleted.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's down to 33 now. So things are looking kind of fucking dire.
Oh, that's so sick.
So they started sending expeditions out into this continent to like figure out, like, can we fucking stop her from changing the number? Does this number just change by itself? And that's kind of the like thrust of the story at the beginning. It's like your main character is 33, so he's part of Expedition 33 because it matches the number on the thing. And you can join the expedition if you're younger than 33 or whatever, but typically they send the people of that number because they're going to get deleted anyway. Yeah. So it's kind of like, well, we'll send you out if you die on the fucking island. You were already kind of on borrowed time at that point.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. But sometimes like younger people would join up and they'd go to the island and year runs out. Everyone but you gets deleted, and now it's like, okay, what do you do, right? Fuck. So like you're finding old expedition as you play the game. You find old expedition like camps and stuff, and each year had like they had a different number, so like all their gear is like got their number on it, so you know who made it to wherever. So it's kind of interesting because every expedition tries to do something fucking different because they get to the island. And they find all the old expedition stuff, like all their notes, all their research, and stuff that they find. So they're like, okay, we're going to try and get farther than them. We're going to try and figure out what to do. So it's like, it gets to the point where like, some people are like, we're going to try submarines this time. We're going to try to like catapult us over the barrier that's protecting her. And just like all like weird shit like that. And they're like, yeah, like, fuck it. We're going to die anyway.
We're going to try paragliding. Like, fuck it, dude. Like, shrink ray, baby.
No, literally, there's one that tries to like, they like hook themselves up to like a giant fucking slingshots with paraglides, and they're trying to like paraglide at her, and it's like, nope, it's like, oh yeah, we watched like Jean, and Jean was sailing great, and then he hit that barrier and just got fucking deleted, so we stopped trying to do that.
The barrier, like, so you hit the barrier, you turn to smoke, basically.
Yeah, you just basically get deleted.
That sucks. Fuck, that's not good.
So the whole thrust of this thing is you trying to figure out how to stop her, and like I won't say any more than that because there's twists and turns in the thing. But I will talk about the game systems. And it's so weird because usually I feel like JRPGs, you've been playing Baldur's Gate, right?
I have been. Wonderful.
So I feel like a lot of games in the future are probably going to try and ape Baldur's Gate a lot. But this game is such a love letter to older JRPGs that it's crazy. It's 3 people in a line.
Let's go.
Fighting dudes. But can you ender pearl through the barrier? Haven't found one. We'll see. I don't know. It's not Minecraft, but maybe you can. There might be an item. The game is weird enough that like you're joking, but there might actually be a thing that you can do to get through the thing. So the interesting thing is like it's like a combination of Persona, Super Mario RPG,
great game,
and Final Fantasy, and then like also there's like some other smatterings of like different JRPGs, and they're all kind of like rolled into one. So it's interesting. In combat, you have like 2 options. You can, when you're getting hit by something, you can dodge or you can parry. And if you successfully parry all the hits of like an enemy's attack, you do like a counter attack, right? Yes. But if you don't, the parrying is harder than the dodging. So if you miss the parry, you're going to get hit.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like a risk reward system there to where if you're really good at parrying, getting counterattacks and hitting back is beneficial to you. Yeah. There's also some fights. There's a fight later on in the game that you literally have to win by parrying.
Fuck.
And on the side, it shows like the turn order of who's coming up because there's like some spells that will like speed up your character. So like maybe you're before this person, then you got buffed, and now you're ahead of the enemy or whatever. But there's like literally some fucking fights where you start the fight and it's just the enemy's turn 5 times in a row, and all you have to do to win the fight, you have to parry like 150 times successfully.
Holy
so
shit.
You're just sitting there doing time parries for 150 times.
Jeez, you've entered rhythm paradise.
So basically. Yeah, you can use the dodge to practice the parry because it's less risky. So the interesting thing is when you press the dodge button, you'll dodge and a thing will come up. It'll say dodge or perfect. Perfect means had you pressed parry at that time, you would have parried.
Yeah.
Dodge means the parry wouldn't have worked, but you dodge.
Yeah.
Right? So
that's cool.
It also has like a Final Fantasy IX like skill system to where like, okay, your characters can equip these things called pictos, and you can equip 3 of them. And after 4 battles with that picto equipped, everyone learns that skill.
Oh, that's good.
So it becomes like a passive skill you can equip. And then each character will have certain points that they can spend to permanently equip those skills outside of the 3 that they're like equipped with as a thing. So you can do like really fucking weird like builds. Like I had a character, I got a weapon that it was like the weapon's special ability. Only this weapon. So it's considerably weaker than the other ones, but the weapon special ability was when you use a base attack, go again.
Okay. Wait, what? Okay,
so you just go again. So you only once per turn, right?
Makes sense. Okay.
But then I gave him things that like buff your base attack by 50%. Your base attack now does 2 hits instead of 1 hit. Your base attack now generates an extra action point every time you hit. So now suddenly I'm getting a free 2 hit generating 4 points to spend on the same turn.
That's so
every single turn. So you can do really neat stuff with combining certain ones together. And that's kind of what I love about the game so far is that the devs are like, we're going to give you the tools and we're going to kind of hide them around the world and whatever, and you can find them at your own leisure. Because, again, it's that combination of old style JRPGs where it also has like that world map where you're like tiny little chibi dudes running around on a giant world map, like an old Final Fantasy game. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And there's like completely optional areas and bosses. Like right now on the world map, you can see it kind of almost from the first time you get to the world map. But there's just like a giant fucking eyeball snake dragon in the sky. And I'm like,
can I fight that? Is that
I mean, you can. I don't know how the fuck you get to it, but you can.
You've officially convinced me to play this game.
Honestly, like really it is easily by far like it is not even a fucking contest. It is game of the year.
Wow.
And the year is not even close to over. So unless something really fucking good comes out, this is by far game of the year.
Wait, but David, Mario World has a
I
cow.
don't give a
what happened there? But the cow.
None of that fucking Switch 2 bullshit will come out is even fucking close. It's not even remotely close.
So the only thing I've read about 33 was, so I didn't know the story. So so fucking interesting. I knew it was like an RPG style game. So that kind of.
It is also very French. I fought at least 7 mimes.
Oh, fucking the mimes.
But I'm killing them. I'm killing the mimes.
Oh, thank God.
So they're not like in your party. You're killing the mimes.
Are they like Mr. Mime putting up like invisible walls?
Yes,
and shit?
they do. When you start a fight with the fucking mimes, they go, the mime protects itself and it goes, it builds a wall, and I'm like, oh my God, it's a fucking
piece
mime.
of shit. What if I don't believe? It's like a Peter Pan situation where I can just fuck.
The mime makes it real.
These bastards.
He's the mimes have like reality bending powers.
These are godlike entities,
Yes.
and they're using their abilities to build walls.
And when you beat the mime, you get a costume for a specific character that is represented by the mime. What do you think that costume is called?
The mime costume?
The name of the mime costume
is it?
So it's hang on, wait. I'll tell you what it looks like. Red sunglasses that are like blacked out red frame sunglasses, a beret, a white and red striped shirt with black pants. What do you think it is called?
White and red striped shirt with black pants, beret, red. What am I looking at?
What would you? I mean, I could pull up.
What is this?
I'll pull up.
Pull that up. That's crazy. My mind is breaking down this image and it's not working properly. What I'm thinking is Cyclops from X-Men for some reason, or Lupin Sensei.
Yeah, hang on. I don't. They have the name of what it looks like.
I won't look at my phone below me as you put it up, so I don't see it. Let me know when to gander at my phone so I can check out this mine image.
Here's.
I got it as well.
This is. Oh, sorry. I have to switch to the thing. Hang on.
Thank you. Quick gander.
Where's the browser? Hang on. I gotta switch the browser to the correct thing. Where is it?
GTA 6 getting delayed pretty much locks in. Yeah, it's
okay.
True.
This is what it looks like.
Oh, fuck off. Wait, is that a baguette?
It is a baguette.
This is fucking sick. Wait, what?
So,
what is that? Waldo?
No, it's not Waldo.
It's not. I doubt it's Mr. Mime or something.
No,
like Paris or something.
You're thinking like way too hard about what you think it is.
The Parisian?
No.
What is it?
It's literally just called baguette.
I'm so upset. Fuck's sake. Yeah, fuck's sake.
Baguette hair, baguette suit.
It's just called baguette?
Just baguette.
Fuck off. It reminds me. Fuck off. It's so fucking stupid.
It is. It's so dumb. And I'm here for it.
It's so stupid.
It is literally when you get introduced to the fact that your characters can have different costumes as so like funny. Things you can find in the world. The baguette costume is the first one you find, and you're like,
"Oh wow!
Oh shit! There's other costumes.
I gotta go exploring."
And then you find out you get a different baguette costume for each character depending on which fucking mime you kill.
That's so fucking sick.
So you're like, yeah, it's fucking hunting season on mimes. They're done.
I can imagine getting like, so I'm in like what, Expedition 33, and I'm like, oh man, I just found the Expedition logs for 35. So what does it say? Day 125. Got a new costume.
There is literally actually a thing. It's like, we come across this creature that looks very similar to entertainers from our city back home, but whenever we get close to them, they build a wall and become extremely ornery. They've already killed Jean-Luc, and it's terrible, right? Like, it's like, there's like actually a thing. I'm like, this is so dumb.
Funny. Yeah.
But I dig how it's so weird because it's the storyline is like very serious, but it's not afraid to just also be fucking goofy.
Yeah, be a good game. Yeah.
Like,
you have to.
There's literally a character later on. I don't want to spoil too much, but he's like they're called gestrels. He's like basically like a wooden doll robot man, right?
Okay.
And one of the characters he's talking to, he's like, I can't hang out with these people anymore. They're gonna get themselves killed. And and the guy, to convince me, goes, well, you know, there's gonna be a lot of fighting. And he just goes, yeah, that's true. He's like, yeah, a lot of fighting. He's like, son of a bitch, I'm in. Like, that's all the convincing he needs. Like, we're gonna go fight people. Son of a bitch, I'm in.
But he got me.
He delivers it. All of that race, like, delivers all of their lines. He's just like straight face, so matter of fact. He's like, that's true.
That's true.
That's true.
Now I'm gonna play this game. That's
it's great.
Sick.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking funny.
Now I'm hearing like you talk about the brief article I read about the game does make sense. I read something that was like, it was comparing the Switch release and the Switch games to Expedition 33, and the whole thing was kind of like, big game studios quaking in their boots about this new indie game that's come out, only made by 33 people. Is this going to be big change for gaming industry? And I was like, I don't know. You guys been saying this for years now. Like, game comes out that's good and not money grabby, and every year you guys go, it's just going to be big change, and it never is.
No,
because,
no.
sheep can't stop buying Mario World.
Because the problem is the company at the end of the day has to make money. But I think the takeaway mostly from this is that this and Baldur's Gate 3 is that games that are made with a love for games and are made, they're games made for gamers will resonate with people. Of course, how could they not, right? Like
you know, like I've never played Dungeons and Dragons.
I think people will, Dan. I think people will respect it, but I don't. It's hard to say because I think even now, people in the West are kind of hard sells on JRPGs. Like Baldur's Gate is such an anomaly that actually a lot of people who don't play like RPGs at all were like, holy shit, like this game is actually good. So the fact that this kind of comes on the heels of, you know, patch 8 of Baldur's Gate 3 where it's still kind of relevant and people are like, hey, this is a new RPG that's really fucking good, you should play it. Maybe. But
I think what I think is going to happen is that knowing how especially Japanese game studios work, there's going to be a big thing of like, oh my god, look, the buzz is JRPG, we're back, boys. Quick, start pumping out remakes and dog shit. Like just start just
they take the wrong lesson
every time
from it as well. I think more than anything for me, the most interesting thing about this is that it's not a remake of something. It is a completely new story, a completely new IP with completely new characters,
and it sounds amazing.
And I hope, you know, I haven't finished the game, but how deep am I into this game? I'm pretty deep. I think I played it for a hot minute, though I did leave it on for quite a long time and walked away, so that will affect my time here. But let me see how much time I put into this. I have played it for 24 hours.
Damn.
Exactly one day.
That's pretty fucking good. Holy shit.
And I know talking to Genki, he said he's like, his characters are level 60.
Damn. Wow.
And he's nearing the end of the game, and I think high 30s, maybe 40. So I'm behind him.
By like 20 levels though.
Yeah. And it gets progressively harder to level, so.
Jeez, I guess
I don't know.
I got a while to go,
Yeah. But I'm enjoying it, and I would love to continue to play it.
I might grab it. I'll probably download it when I go home, and then I'll leave it there for a month, and then a month and a half later, I'll come back and I'll be like, hey, I'm finally playing this game, and game good. Because that's just how I play games.
Yeah,
I can only really focus on one big game at a time. Like, I'm really bad at it. Like, currently, I'm editing a video. It's like, it's got this fucking video. It's going to be like 40 minutes long if I don't cut this down even more. It's insane. But I got like 20 hours left to edit all this stupid video that I'm doing, trying to get up this weekend. But I have to use like Baldur's Gate as a reward for editing. You know what I mean? So like I'll sit down and edit for like 10 hours and I'm like, 10 hours of editing, that means at least 3 hours of gameplay. And then I'll sit down to play like some games. But I realize if I game before I edit,
nothing will get done.
Nothing.
You'll just be editing forever.
Nothing. I'll be gaming the entire fucking day. So like, yes, I did a couple hours editing. Then I was like, I think I deserve a little bit of Baldur's Gate. I'm at the part in Baldur's Gate where oh my god, what's it? Shadow Heart's quest. I mean, like Shah's temple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No spoilers, of course, but I'm there. And I'm doing this thing where I keep ignoring people in the real world. Like they're like, oh my god, all my friends are stuck in the fucking towers. Can you save them? And I'm like, yeah, I'll get right on that. And I'm like, yo, what is this cave? What is going on here? And I get to that bit where it's like, you're by the river, the weird lake underground. It's like, click X and go forward. And I was like, all right, guess I'll do that. This thing pops up like, hey, dude, if you do this now, you can no longer save those people, basically. And I was like,
right, yeah, it gives you a warning, like, hey, there's no turning back at this point. Like, you need to figure shit out.
Yeah, I'm so thankful they've done that in certain points.
Knowing what happens, it makes logical sense why they give you that error.
Yeah.
Because it's like it kind of says like, hey, you need to, if you have a quest with them, maybe wrap it up before shit goes down.
I'm really glad they have as well, like having those like really like solid points in the story to be like, hey, just to make sure, like,
you know, on the one hand, I kind of agree with you, but on the other hand, I kind of wish that they would just like let your choice ride.
Yes.
To where you're like, well, I didn't know this was gonna happen, but
meh.
It happened.
To be fair, yeah. If I save the game before I went forward, but if I'd went forward and it was like, I completed all like that part with Shell. I don't know what's happening next, so I complete all whatever's next in the mission. I bring the story forward, and then it's like, oh man, you didn't save the people in time. Then I'll be like, oh well, yeah, sucks to suck, I guess.
Did you do the? I think you have to do it, but maybe I'm wrong. Did you do the puzzle where you have to put out the lights in the temple to like progress?
Yes. That's like how you get in the temple.
Yeah. I read recently about a guy who he couldn't figure out why the fuck it wasn't working.
That's so
because
funny.
Do you remember what it says? Like vaguely what it says.
Yeah, in darkness, blah 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 blah. Yeah.
So he's doing the thing and he's turned off all the things and it's completely dark in the room. And he's like, why the fuck is this not working? Why the fuck is this not working?
Yeah.
All the things are off. It is dark. And he's like, I played this game for like 60 fucking hours. I beat the game multiple times and I still couldn't figure out how the fuck to do it and why it wasn't working. And he's like,
funny.
And then I fat fingered a button on my keyboard. And the button that I fat fingered on my keyboard was the put my torch away button.
Oh no!
And then it worked because he didn't realize that the torch he was holding counted as part of like being in the dark.
Yes, of course it does. That's
like,
so funny.
I thought it was so funny.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
stupid
oh my god,
idiot.
that's fucking hilarious that you just like accidentally found it by fat fingering your fucking keyboard.
The first thing I did was turn my torch out. I was like, "Hey, torch goes off." It said no light, and you just like run around and turn the fucking torch off, and you make your way for the maze. Like it's not, dude. That's so fucking funny. Holy shit, dude. I love stuff like that.
Yeah,
I just went back
to
oh my god, these idiots. Moonrise Tower. For those not playing the game, I apologize, but
okay,
big scary tower. But like,
game's been out for like 2 to 3 years.
I can't like literally.
I think
it's been a while. Yeah. The fact that I still don't know the full story and it's not been spoiled for me is only testament to the fact that I'm really good at avoiding spoilers online.
2023, so it's been two years.
And I still don't know the entire story, you know? So if you want to look it up, you can look it up. Among us funny things, once again, I don't know how the story ends or how it progresses, so you're fine. But anyway, so I'm in the towers, and I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'll go back and I'll save these idiots. And I already like sort of like made my way in the towers, like sort of like what's the word? I infiltrated the towers. So I'm fine.
Yeah.
So I'm in the towers. I'm fucking around. I'm like talking to this stupid gnome, and the gnome's like, "Oh, throw me something I can break down these walls." And I'm like, "All right, cool. Do all the things. Battle commences. All right. And I'm like, "All right, okay, cool. You guys are gonna run away. You guys are gonna fuck off, go to the boats or whatever, and I'll be the vanguard. I'm gonna hold it off. You guys be okay." These fucking.
Are you talking about in the Underdark?
Yeah.
Where the lava is and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That area,
exactly where you release
it. They were like running to the boat, and I'm like, excellent.
That's not the towers. You're not there yet.
That's the moon towers, right?
No?
No? Okay, don't worry then. Anyway.
That's still Act 1.
No, I'm Act 2.
That area is Act 1.
That's Act 1 still?
Yes, it's still Act 1.
Well, then fucking hell. I thought it was with the weird glowing light, and you got to protect yourself from the darkness, and...
That area is Act 2, but the area...
That's what I mean.
No, I know, but the area you're talking about with the thing where you blow up the door... and there's like lava around and it's in the Underdark. That is actually still in Act 1.
No, not there. I'm in the Moonrise Towers. You go down the stairs, and there's like the gnomes and the weird devil people in cages, and you got to throw the gnome something to break the wall down. He breaks the wall down, and then they run to the boat. It's like a prison under the tower, basically.
Oh, okay, yes, okay. I'm
that area. No, yeah.
Weirdly enough, there's two areas that
yes.
deal with gnomes that you have to throw something to break a wall. That okay.
Fucking gnomes. No,
I had a nickel.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. So like, I'm thinking, okay, cool. These guys are gonna fuck off. I'm gonna fight all these prisoners and these guards and stuff. Job done. Good deal. These fuckers start running back. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, oh, I'm gonna fucking run back and throw rocks at these guys. And I'm like, can you fuck off? You get like at one point, I'm chasing the warden down. Warden, little dickhead. Warden's running away, and I'm like, he ain't gonna run for me. Chasing this warden down. These two gnomes are like, don't worry, we're gonna help. We have no weapons. We have rocks. These idiots fucking run in the way, block the only bridge to where the warden is. So now like Clutch or whatever her name is, like it's like stuck with the warden, just fighting one to.
Yeah.
Just fighting 1-to-1. These gnomes are in my way, and I'm like, are you guys?
Jump over them.
Yeah, I did, but it was very wasting my movements. It's like, what the fuck are you boys doing here? One of them died. It was really funny. Hilarious. Two guards come out of nowhere, and I'm like, I got a plan. It's a genius plan. I finally got Wall of Fire. Oh my god, yes. big wall of fire. Everyone's having a good day. And I'm like, all right, boys, fucking pincer maneuver X. We got this. We're all fucking lined up. Everyone's like buffed up, guard to the teeth. We're going to be good. Gnome decides, you know what? I can help out. Dashes. Funny
directly through the wall of fire and burns to death.
Funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So fucking funny. Dashes through the fire. He's like, oh my God, fire is hot. And I'm like, yeah, no shit, dickhead. Stops right in front of one of the enemies with a giant fuckhold axe and goes like, yeah.
Does an unarmed punch.
And just
with
like
seven
just miss. And I'm like, that man might die. Next guy, it's the guy's turn. Guy's got a big old fucking axe. Guy just goes, wah, fucking kills the gnome. And I'm like,
turns him into paste.
No, literally, I'm like, I'm gonna loot that body later. That's crazy, dude. Fucking idiot.
Yes, sometimes
it's so funny.
Well, it's always funny when like the computer makes like calculated like risks where it's like, oh, I'm gonna run through the wall of fire because I can get that, like that's the quickest way to get out. And then the second it runs in the wall of fire crits and it dies.
Yes.
And it's like, well, had it not crit, you might have been okay, but you took that risk by running through it, so that's kind of your own fucking fault.
The funniest game. Sometimes the computer actions are so fucking funny.
Yeah,
like, I can't do
funny.
it. Dude, great game, holy shit. But yeah, I'm still like half playing that. I wanted to talk about something. Okay, yeah. Do you know? Okay, hold on. I found a very funny.
Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. I made a story recently. There was a story where this Chinese guy went up Mount Fuji twice. Did you hear this?
Yeah, I know. I watched your video.
It was very entertaining.
I had heard about it too.
It was very funny. Went up twice to get his phone. And I was like, this is really funny. And at the end of the video, go and watch it if you've not seen it, guys. Some of you channel from Japan, if you've not seen it. It's very straightforward, like a news video. But in the end of the video, there was like netizens in Japan were discussing. They were being like, oh, should we charge
them for wasting the emergency
rescue stuff? Yeah.
Being an idiot.
And
it wasn't being an idiot. It was being like off-season climbing Mount
Being
Fuji
reckless, yeah, I would say.
And getting stuck.
Being reckless, yeah. So initially I was like, nah, I don't think it's good. It's my taxpayer money. But at the same time, I wouldn't want someone to die on a mountain. And I still feel that way. That's very true. However, this is literally, when this happened
the next week or something.
Basically 2 days ago. Let me read the story, David. Let me read the heading of this article. Sadly, this is my people, so I apologize in advance. UK couple rescued from Hokkaido mountain in t-shirts and shorts. We are still in the dead of winter. These people climbed not only just like a normal, okay, a couple vacations to Hokkaido turns out to be worse than expected, blah, 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 blah. They get stuck at 1,750 meters.
That's high.
Yes, it is. Elevation in street clothes. That is high. That's, you know where the hiker, the Fuji hiker, that's where he got stuck on Fuji. Almost the same elevation, because that's where like altitude sickness gets like kicks in.
I think it's like after 1,000-ish meters it can start to kick in.
Yeah, you're fucked. They say that the pair, a 30-year-old man and a 20-year-old British woman, reportedly visiting Hokkaido together, they decided to attempt to hike Mount Yote, which is massive, from the town of
Do they like Ghost of Tsushima?
That's what it's from. Yeah. Despite having no climbing experience and having no height altitude climbing gear, the woman was reportedly wearing short sleeves and long pants. Conversely, the man was wearing long sleeves and shorts. Idiots. The pair apparently got to the 9th station at approximately 1,570 meters, about 5,704 feet elevation. It was at this point around 6:10 p.m. So it's going to be
nighttime.
6:10 p.m. That the man called for the woman on emergency line to report that they were cold and couldn't find shelter. The rescue helicopter took them to safety an hour later. So they came down at like, 7:10, 7:30-ish. That's insane. Many such cases, most of them foreigners. And then there's like a whole, this is more of the story basically being like how many foreigners got stuck on various mountains. So to very, very quickly brief through them. February this year, an Australian woman who worked at a hotel in Kutan had to be rescued suffering an injury while skiing in backcountry. Don't do that. For those who know, backcountry is like
not untraveled, but like
maintained
maintained areas. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. At the time, authorities said over 50 people had required rescue during the winter season. Around 80% of them were foreigners. So,
And 100% of that are stupid.
yes, you are fucking stupid.
Make them pay for the helicopter. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Make them pay.
So initially, in my video, I was like, nah, don't make them pay, taxpayer money, yada, yada, yada. I didn't realize how insane this problem is. Now I'm like, make them pay. I think the Chinese tourist, for example, the first time he went up, he was a hiker, you know?
Yeah.
He had hiking gear, he had boots on. He just he broke one of his shoes, experienced altitude sickness, couldn't get down probably because like his shoe broke and he couldn't safely like descend the mountain. He calls for a rescue. I'm like, you know what? No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
No fine. This is what the rescue.
That's the reason why it's there.
That's why we pay taxes. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're completely in the clear. That second time though, you're paying.
Yeah.
I went back up for my phone. You're paying.
I mean, the fact that you willingly went back up to the exact place that you got rescued from.
Yeah.
For a really dumb reason.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, I'm more prepared this time. I have like a Sherpa to help, get me up there or
got a
whatever.
guide or
right?
whatever,
Like
yeah.
you're just like, no, I'm just gonna go again because I left my phone because I'm a fucking bozo.
Oh, I left my iPhone 15. Fuck, dude. All my Fuji snaps were on there. I got to pick that up. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
And then like I saw this other story in Hokkaido being like, oh, this couple were climbing this mountain ill prepared, and now I'm kind of like, wait, 80% of the people rescued were foreigners, and I assume these foreigners aren't residents, aren't citizens.
Yeah, obviously not.
So they're not paying tax.
No.
So now I'm like, actually, do you know what? No, fuck you. You have to pay. I'm sorry, you have to pay. If you're hiking like Fuji, for example, you're like a snowboarder or whatever, and you're hiking during like snowboarding time, and you get lost. Fair enough, you're in the safe.
Sure, yeah, right. Okay, fine.
Right?
Yeah,
But
don't worry about it. It happens. Whatever.
But if you're hiking a mountain in shorts and flip-flops, and you're like, man, mountains are cold.
I mean, as just like a base thing, you probably shouldn't be hiking a mountain in flip-flops and shorts and whatever, right? Like shorts, okay, maybe, but you should have
shorts.
some kind like it is a mountain and it's off season, so it's still going to be cold, so you should probably bring some cold gear.
No, exactly, yeah. But nothing. Ill-prepared climbers, I think they have to pay a fine, no matter what their intentions were, like when first climbing the mountain.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine how much tax we've spent.
Well, I wonder how much a helicopter trip is, because you got to gas up that helicopter. Do they give you any kind of figure as to what it would cost to run a helicopter?
Right now. How much?
Because I can't imagine it would be. That would be warmer because the sun is closer. That's like on the same tier of like I thought I could talk to God because it's closer to heaven.
It's closer to heaven. I gotta get up there, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta pray. I got it
The
straight away.
reception's better.
In Japan, the cost of a mountain rescue can range significantly from an average of 400,000 about yen,
Whoa!
so about 3,500 USD, to potentially over 3 million yen, so about 29,000 USD for a single rescue, depending on factors like the difficulty of the terrain and the need for a helicopter assistance. Some rescues involving multiple individuals can exceed over 5 million yen.
Jesus
Fucking hell.
Christ.
Helicopter dispatches alone can cost between 600,000 and 800,000 yen.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So
Fuck
a lot.
me, that's expensive.
Not cheap.
Fucking hell. Who pays? Currently, most rescue operations in Japan are funded by government resources. However, some prefectures, like Saitama, let's go, have regulations requiring that those regulations requiring those rescued to pay for helicopter fuel expensive. Ooh, that's gonna be expensive.
See, I think the thing is, right, like for me that makes sense because
yeah, I agree.
you are willingly going into an area where you need to be rescued. This is not like, oh, I was in an airplane and it crashed on Mount Fuji and they had to come and get me with the helicopter. It's like, no. You made the conscious decision to try and climb the mountain being an unprepared bozo, and now you're paying for it. Like, and you should pay for it. It's not like you got in a car accident and you had to go to the hospital via ambulance, right? Like, that's an accident. It's not on purpose. Of course, when you're climbing the mountain, you're probably not thinking, man, I sure hope I don't get stuck here, right? Like,
sure, down this mountain, dude.
That's not happening either. But you're making a conscious decision by yourself to go to a dangerous area, being ill prepared. Smart or not, like, you should know the bare minimum about where you're going.
So funnily enough, like, this is literally from today. Like, this
this is recent.
This is today. This has become like a weird like buzz story in Japan recently.
Okay.
The mayor of Shizuoka came out and basically said, we're gonna do the same thing that Saitama has done, because they own a section of, for those who don't know, like, Mount Fuji is basically like divided up on the prefecture it sits on. If you're so if you're stuck on, I think it's like
the Shizuoka side,
Shizuoka's paying for your rescue. If you're stuck on the other side, that prefecture pays for your rescue. However, the Shizuoka side has the Fujinomiya Trail, which is the easiest trail to hike. So Shizuoka is paying for a lot of the rescues, like 80% of the rescues.
Because most of the people are going up that side, right?
Exactly, yeah. So the mayor's fucking pissed.
Well, yeah, I would be too if I had to. So one idiot Chinese student has cost me minimum 5 million yen, maximum 15.
Yep, minimum. Millions
with
dude.
an M.
That's insane. So the mayor jumps out. Mayor's fucking boarding this one, dude. So the mayor's like when those rescues take place near Mount Fuji's Fujinomiya Trail, of course, always a Fujinomiya Trail.
Yeah.
The Fujinomiya Municipal Fire Department has to go and get the overconfident off-season climbers and bring them back down to safety. Fujinomiya Mayor Hidatate Sudo is fed up with the situation, and during his regular scheduled press conference on May 9th, he called for new regulations that would force off-season hikers to pay the bill for rescue operations needed to bail them out of trouble, saying they are taking Mount Fuji too lightly. And I gotta agree. Dude, Mount Fuji's a fucking difficult climb. Holy fuck, dude.
It's long. Like Mount Fuji.
Mount Fuji.
The Fuji. Mount Fuji is like a very kind of like a gradually sloped mountain, right?
Horrible.
It's not vertical as other mountains, right? So just to get up takes a long time because you're not actually on like the switchbacks or whatever kind of trails. You're not actually gaining that much altitude each time you go back and forth, right?
You're literally like, it's if you climb Mount Fuji?
No.
So we did it years ago, and it was like an all-night bullet climb type thing. It was, I had trained my legs enough and I had the stamina to climb the mountain. What I personally wasn't prepared for was the cold. The cold on top is we're in summertime as well. It's really, really cold. But even like with my stamina, with the training we had done, it is the most grueling climb you will do. And because it's a volcano, there's nothing mentally stimulating about the climb.
No, because there's no trees, there's no animals,
It's just
there's fucking nothing.
There's nothing. It's volcanic rock for hours, and that's it. So I don't know what people, when you get to the top, beautiful views, great views of like the cities and stuff, yada yada yada. But climbing the mountain is very boring. Very, very boring. Like, you're just like constant just, and it's hard. Like so with the mayor saying like, oh, people are like underestimating Mount Fuji, 100% you are. Like 100% you are. Even if you've, oh, but I climb, I've done abseiling and I climb mountains in my hometown. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Like it really is a different beast. The mayor went on to say they're not listening to warnings and selfishly choosing to climb during the off season. The cost of rescue operations is tremendous. Yeah, fucking is. So shouldn't the burden of paying these costs be carried by people requiring off-season rescues? They have responsibility for the results of their actions. I agree.
I mean, of course, like most definitely they should, because it's costing the government money that they don't need. As much as I'm loath to agree with the government,
I hate agreeing with the government, dude.
But like, it is money that they could be spending elsewhere, but instead have to spend it on Dickhead McGee because he thought he could climb Mount Fuji better than anyone else.
You know what's insane as well? So speaking of like the government and like tax and where the money goes and such,
what if we just don't rescue them?
I mean,
that is an option.
I mean, imagine calling for rescue, them being like, "Hey, help, I'm stuck on the Fujinomiya Trail. I need rescue. And like, oh my God, are you a taxpayer? No. Hello?
Sounds like a you problem.
Sounds like have you tried abseiling, bitch? Like, you got a snowboard?
Have you tried going down?
So, so you went up the mountain. Yeah. Now you're stuck. Yeah. Try down. Hello? Hello? Just beep. Just like,
did you get your Fuji insurance? Yeah. Put them in the volcano. I agree with that
I
one.
agree, yeah. No,
Well,
could,
we
no,
don't want it
wait.
to explode. Hang on. We feed too many foreigners to Mount Fuji. It'll
No.
get an upset stomach.
The Fuji gods will be mad if we
Yeah.
feed them too many foreigners. Imagine feeding an American to Mount Fuji. Fuji's not gonna like that.
No, that's too much oil.
Yeah, it's way too much oil.
Yeah.
Listen, Fuji likes the wa. He's got a
Yeah,
delicate stomach.
right.
He's a washoku.
Sashimi only.
He's a washoku boy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
dude? He's on a strict diet. You know what I'm saying? Give him some rice. Give him a bento. Let him live his life, man. God.
A little bit of soba, you know.
Oh, little soba.
That man, they eat like a monk.
Right.
Yeah.
Mount Fuji is he's very monk-like in the way
Yes,
that he
yeah.
consumes. He's vegan.
He's vegan.
Fuck. But what was I like? Oh yeah, it's like the expense you were saying before that. Why is it the burden of like the local government to pay for the rescues?
Right.
I was reading the story on the way here as well, especially, and I was diving into like different paths outside of like Tokyo and like Osaka and the major cities.
Yeah.
Yo, these places are running out of money.
Like just the government in
The
general.
the local governments are running out of money. Shizuoka probably has more than other cities, other prefectures.
But that's only because they're lucky enough to have
Yes.
Mount Fuji in their prefecture where they're making money
Literally.
off a shitload of tourism.
Literally.
I can't imagine somewhere like Ise
No.
or Kanazawa.
No.
Like those those are specifically cities, not
But Fukui prefecture, for
yeah,
example.
Fukui or fuck, like where else? Like who the hell is going to Saga? Me next week.
No, you're going to. Oh, you're going to.
No, so I'm going to Shiga.
You mean the Shiga?
Not Saga.
Saga's-
I don't even. It's so irrelevant. I got them confused with another prefecture.
He's not wrong. They're both pretty irrelevant. I'm not gonna lie to you,
Yeah.
dude. Fuck. But yeah, like I was reading this thing where a lot of prefectures don't have the money to do like basic infrastructure, so they don't have the money to spend like rescuing people from bullshit. There's like this whole thing. That's where the hometown tax program also started. It was one because of like, oh, you can get some gifts giving taxes to your hometown because a lot of you guys have left.
You're talking about Furusato Noze.
Yeah, the Furusato Noze. Like a lot of people left their hometown to go to like bigger cities, and that's
Right,
now where they pay tax. So this program is trying to get some of that tax back to the smallest cities that they're from because people aren't paying tax there. It's mostly
Right.
retirees and such. So they don't have the
Maybe
the,
we should
the money.
explain for people who don't live in Japan what Furusato Noze is.
Sorry, I can dive into that. Furusato Noze is called the hometown tax program. So essentially what it is that you can pay a portion of, so I'm in Tokyo, I can pay a portion of my tax to any other prefecture, any other city in Japan, and they will give me presents in return. And
Yes.
the presents are normally something that prefecture is famous for. You pay a shit ton to Kobe, you'll get some Kobe beef. I normally pay a bunch to Miyazaki. I normally get Miyazaki, oh my God, what was it? Like chicken. Oh, so good. And I'll get like fruits and stuff from Miyazaki.
Yeah,
Like,
I think last time we gave money to probably Akita, I think,
Hell
because
yeah,
we bought
dude.
a whole bunch of rice, which in hindsight, real good idea because
Great idea.
rice was real expensive.
I'm
and
doing
it
that
is
this
still
year.
real expensive now.
I'm giving a bunch of tax to Niigata so I can get some Niigata rice. Goated.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Like it
Yeah.
is good in that it spreads that tax money
just a little more,
around
yeah.
to places that generally don't like, like Akita is not like, for example, Akita is not like the mecca of innovation and whatever, right?
Yeah.
They're rice farmers.
Basically,
Like
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a large majority of Akita is farming, right? So like
And the government gives like big stipends and like tax rebates and such to
Right.
rice farmers in like Akita and stuff like that. But it's not going to be, it's enough for the farmers to live and pay taxes and such, but it's not enough for the prefecture to then develop the prefecture.
right.
So like,
they're not building buildings or roads or whatever.
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So when you have like tourists come in, sorry, tourists, you're getting it again, but when you have tourists come in and going to like prefecture X, Y, or Z, climbing mountains, doing dumb shit, getting stuck, needing rescues to be paid for them, or whatever it is that costs taxpayer money, that's taxpayer money leaving like the sphere of like tax that we're not getting back. Like we're not going to recoup those losses. And I was reading the story I was reading was really interesting. It was they spoke to some tourists and they were like, well, we're paying increased costs for hotels and we got to pay 1,000. Fuck you. We got to pay 1,000 yen to come in the country. Fuck you. 1,000 yen is nothing. Shut up. It's $5.
1,000 yen? You're complaining about 1,000 yen,
dude?
Man.
It's like $25.
Dick.
It's like $25 getting to America. Fuck you. Dude.
That's like,
I know.
Man.
I know.
Considering the amount of places that have like the the tax-free whatever.
Oh, everywhere.
Like everywhere is tax-free.
Yeah.
No, I've been saying this for years now. Not on the podcast, but I've been saying it for years. They need to cancel tax-free.
Oh, cancel tax-free.
Cancel tax-free.
Get rid of it.
You're getting so many people coming in, spending a
fuck
ton of money, and then getting all that tax back that you're just not collecting. And it's like, oh, we have no money. It's like, yeah. Do you want to know why? Because you're not taxing your only fucking taxable goddamn business, right?
Do you know where has tax free? That fucking blew my fucking mind. Kapabashi.
Kapabashi, like
you know
the cooking area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big cooking street has like a tax-free store. You buy all your shit, you take it to the store, and they basically like give you a tax.
Why? Yeah.
Why? It's mostly like small ceramic stores and such. So like certain stores. Like,
it's already like kind of niche products, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
what are we doing?
Why are you?
I know.
If you wanna do tax free on like Japan tchotchkes, they're like the I love hentai T-shirt or whatever.
Hell
right?
yeah, dude.
Like I mean, every foreigner's buying one of those. But
they love those.
If you want to put tax free on that kind of shit, then I don't care. But like everything else, like why are you getting that for? Like I can't think of a reasonable reason why it should be tax free.
No, I agree. As a man who never does tax free, I can't be fucked. One thing. Oh, you're gonna get 10% back.
You can't collect it anyway.
Exactly. No, I mean like in other countries. And when I go to like
yeah.
America or whatever, and like, oh, do you want tax free? I can't be fucked, dude. Like to get what $5 back? Nah, fuck off, dude. Like I'll put $5 into your economy, whatever, dude. Like it's not gonna change my life. Like fuck it. I think if you're buying massive things in Japan, like you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy like 20 fucking PlayStation 4s while I'm here. I'm gonna get tax free. I'm like, well, if you have the money to buy that, you don't need tax free.
I've not once bothered with tax free stuff except for cigarettes, not because I want the government to have my money. I'm just lazy.
Yes, agreed. The only time
I kind of agree.
The only place I've done tax free is the airport, where things are just not.
There's tax free already.
That's tax free.
Like, you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, that's different. And same as you, good viewer. I only do it for cigarettes, but that's mostly because the UK and Europe as a whole no longer has delicious clickable flavor cigarettes. So Japan does. So if I find interesting flavors, I always bring them back. Dude, there was a lemonade. There's like lemonade flavor clickable Marlboros that Japan had. Dude, they were delectable. I smoked 2 of those boys. Oh, fucking wonderful. And then I felt like shit because my body
you smoked.
My body hates nicotine. Oh my god, it hates it. But it was very refreshing. It's delicious. But yeah, I was also very drunk, so it was that.
Yeah, I'm again like I hate to agree with the government on something.
I hate doing the government, yeah.
But
yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. I hate paying taxes as well, but you know, it is what it is. I'd rather pay tax to I'd rather not have the tax I'm paying going towards saving foreigners stuck on mountains and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather
let them freeze.
Bro, let them freeze. I'd rather have my tax going towards like rebuilding like my broken infrastructure, like getting my getting the mine number system back up. Like what the fuck, bro? Like you know when you move house, go on.
You've just triggered. Okay,
I've triggered him.
Not to bring this to tax. I was having a conversation on fucking Threads with someone and explaining to them.
Oh, this fucking idiot!
Why healthcare? How fucking healthcare works?
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, I saw this. Go on.
Yeah,
it was really funny.
I guess this is going to be how the government.
Go on.
Welcome to David's Civics 101 class about how your government should fucking work. So they were arguing. Their argument was like, oh. If you come to Japan, you can collect health care. You can get health care after you've lived here for, I think it's like 3 months or whatever.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Like, oh, you can get health care after you've lived here for 3 months. That's bullshit. Regular health care should be only given to like people who are citizens or permanent residents. Everyone else should be on like a lesser form of health care, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not how healthcare works.
Yeah.
Like, it's called universal health care because it's universal.
It's universal.
Like, oh well, it's a privilege what do they say? It's a benefit or a reward for living in the country for X amount of time. You haven't paid as much tax as a Japanese parent or
I pay
whatever.
more.
And I'm like,
I went on the record. I pay more. Fuck off,
homie. From the time I moved here till current day, I have paid the exact same amount of tax as you.
Yep.
The only reason why I haven't paid more tax than the Japanese person is because they were born in Japan. If they were not born in Japan, they would have paid the same amount of tax had they come at the same time as me.
Exactly.
That's not how it fucking works.
That's not
like,
tax
oh,
works.
well, you should have, if you're less than PR, you should have a lesser form. There should be some kind of insurance, but it should be a lesser form of insurance. I'm like, no, you don't get it. Listen. If you pay your tax, you should get the services that are offered by the government.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's not the point.
It's literally the point.
They're like you're a guest here that doesn't, it's not a golden ticket to all of the services in the country.
I'm paying
and
the tax.
And I'm like, I don't think you understand how the government works. They said something like it's a social, financial, and like other contract with the country that you live. And I'm like, okay, so if I meet the financials and pay my taxes, I'm a good citizen and I follow the law and I do everything else required, why should I be denied those services? Well, you haven't been here long enough. And it's like, but that's not
the fucking point.
It's not a benefit. It is a service provided by the government.
Yes.
If you pay money in taxes to the government in the country that you live, you should be given access to the services that the government offers. And they're just like, no. And I'm like, what do you mean
What do you mean no? Yeah.
What do you mean no? I'm like, regardless of what you think, that's how a regular ass democratic government works. France, Japan, Germany,
UK even.
Canada, they all have the exact same fucking system as Japan. I understand after looking at your Twitter that you live in America. So you seem like you have a fucking problem with the way that America runs it and not actually with the actual system itself. And you feel like you've been screwed over by the American system when the reality is that the American system is fucking dog shit and you've decided to make the shitty choice of living there and not paying into that system. That's not my fucking problem.
I was seeing you arguing. I was looking at his page and I was like, he's posting a lot of shit in Japanese. That's weird. What's going on here? So I was scrolling through that guy's like replies and posts and shit. Once again, this is famously a guy with no profile picture. Now, very important. No profile picture on any website. You're going to get the most brain dead opinions and viewpoints you've ever heard in your life. Bro was defending the Japanese people the great Yamato way on a point that no Japanese person has ever made this point ever. And then two, in diving deeper into this guy's profile, one, he's not even Japanese, he's American. And two,
he was Japanese living in America.
No. Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry, that's right. He was Japanese living in America. Forgive me. But for some reason he was like still arguing points that like don't affect him anymore in any way. The most entertaining bullshit I've ever seen in my entire life. And this guy gave me this thing where I think someone posted something about taxes, and I was like, oh, this is wrong. I'm gonna reply and let him know that like, you know, people pay for tax, foreigners pay tax, because clearly he doesn't know this. And I went to reply, he's blocked all replies. Classic no profile picture activity.
They actually removed all of their posts.
They removed everything?
I think they might have deleted their account.
Hilarious. Of course they did. So they're getting fucking raked through the coals. They're idiots.
Yeah. I mean, I like the thing was like, oh, foreigners are overtaxing the healthcare system. And I was
it's
like,
old people.
And I was like, as of the 2024 census, foreign population of Japan account for 3.7 million or 3% of the entire population. There is no reason they should be prioritized over anybody just based sheerly on numbers alone. Also, foreigners don't vote or make policies, so we don't have a control to change anything in any way. We're also forced to register for health care and pay the same premiums and taxes. Hospital care is provided based on urgency, medical need, and insurance status. There's no way that 3% of the entire population is overburdening your entire healthcare system.
Idiots. Because in actual fact, old people are overburdening the healthcare system. I had this conversation 2 days ago. What's happening currently with old people is that They're old, they're frail, there's too many of them, and most importantly, they're fucking bored. Old people are so fucking bored. They just go to the hospital just to hang out. No, they're not. No, they are. It's an actual. There's a word for it in Japanese. I forgot what it was. There's an actual like problem currently with old people in the hospital. Like,
yes.
There's one like
gotta sneeze, go to the hospital.
Literally go to the hospital. There's a hospital walk from my house, and like if I leave my house early enough, there'll be people like all old people lining up outside the hospital, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? Why are you lining up outside the fucking hospital in the morning? All of you don't need to be lying here. I once saw a man leave the hospital and we're walking towards the station. And on the way to the station, there is pachinko. Guy leaves the hospital straight into pachinko. Straight into pachinko. And I'm like, you're clearly not that. If you were that unwell, if you were that frail, needing to go to the hospital, you wouldn't be you'd go for bed rest or whatever. You'd go for a walk or some shit. It's a beautiful day. Straight into pachinko. Shut the fuck up.
I also hate that this person made the analogy of like, oh, as long as you're living in Japan, you don't have PR, you're a guest. And it's like...
No, I'm not. I shouldn't be paying tax
I don't know if you've read all my replies.
I've read all of them, yeah, I have, yeah.
But I was like, they're like, oh yeah, when they said it was a legal, financial, and social requirement, I said, so why, if I meet all those requirements set out by the government, should I be offered less? Remember, I'm forced to apply. This logically makes no sense. If I was a guest at your house, you would offer me no tea, even if I'm a model guest when someone else comes in. I'm like, seems like you're an awful host. Japan also isn't a house. It is a country with laws and rules.
Yep.
Treating it so simply and using bad analogy is awful. The path to citizenships also for foreigners are basically impossible.
Yeah.
If I live in Japan legally, follow the law, and contribute to national systems, I should have access to those systems. Denying any legal resident who does not meet the above access to the same quality of services is just institutional discrimination based on technicalities.
Yep.
Paying taxes does in fact entitle me to every service the government offers due to those taxes, despite what you may believe. We aren't tourists. We live here and follow the rules, same as any other Japanese person.
Literally.
And I'm like, I said to him, like, it is exactly the minimum standard that comes with the social contract that I will be provided services I pay for. National health insurance. If I'm not paying for them, do I get less fire insurance? Do I get the police don't help me?
Right?
Do they just not build roads in front of my house? Like, what do you mean? Like, if you're applying taxes, give me healthcare, you have to apply that logic to every other fucking system. Otherwise, you are being intentionally obtuse and technically discriminatory.
Yeah.
It's like, so people are so fucking dumb. And it's always from people who have like never left the country, never lived anywhere else. And the fact that this person lives in America and can very clearly see that there's something fucking wrong and still doesn't get it blows my goddamn mind.
You have to form a very sort of tight bubble around yourself to have like that massive like cognitive distance between what's actually going on and the shit you believe in. I think most like Trump voters and stuff have the same thing. A lot of them are coming out of it a bit. Like a lot of them realize like this very much connects, but a lot of them realize like, oh, okay, cool. The guy I voted for is actually making shit worse. That's my bad. Some of them are connected to those, but a lot of them aren't. A lot of them still have that cognitive like dissonance. So I saw a very funny post on Twitter where someone was like, the economy is fucked and that's Biden's fault. And it was like, how? And it's like, oh, because Trump is now dealing with the bad things that
but it didn't
Biden
start
did.
to go bad until he showed up. The
distance. So then my whole thing is I realize that I can't change the opinions of these people, and I'll fight a good fight where I can, like you were doing on there. It's very important. I'll fight a good fight where I can to change opinions.
That's the thing. Like, I'm not being like, you're dumb.
No, exactly.
You don't understand. I'm like, here's just how it works.
Here's how it is. Exactly.
Like, if you don't, I think I said like, if you don't understand basic civics 101, I cannot teach you anything because you don't understand how the system works and you refuse to learn.
That was a big thing in Japan as well. Like, where I think Japan is raised. They're doing this whole thing where it's like a whole 2-tier system about. If you live in Japan using a Japanese website to book a hotel, the hotel will cost, for example, 1,000 yen. But if you're booking from like booking.com, the hotel will cost a little bit more.
A certain amount more.
Yeah. And some guy was like, some fucking guy on TikTok was doing the whole like, oh my God, Japan's doing this thing. And I jumped in and I was like, hi guys. So yeah, they've been doing this for more than a decade now. Not only that, everyone's been doing this. This is a global thing. More importantly, like, the sites you're using to compare prices, one was Jalan, a based Japanese website. The other was booking.com that charges a 13 or 1 point whatever % like surplus on bookings.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Like, no, show 2 Japanese websites, one trend in English and one in Japanese. If you want to show like a good 1-for-1, Booking.com. And I was making this point. Someone was like, no, but like, it's more expensive now. And I was like, but it's not. It's not, and it's always been this way. You can open Jalan on your desktop, turn on your web translator, and book for the cheaper price.
Yeah, if you want.
And no one will stop you. How do I know that? Because I did it when I was a student. It's how I like traveled for cheap. I was just staying like business hotels and whatever, and I always paid the domestic price. Like, this isn't news, but like certain people couldn't wrap their heads. They were like, no, but what about restaurants? They've introduced a new 2-tier system. Like, how would they do that? How would they do that? How would they introduce it? If I go to get ramen, what? It's going to be 2,000. How? There's one machine outside with the price and the buttons.
Buy a ticket.
How are they going to, how? Like, I walk in, they go, oh, pull the lever.
Let me scan your retina to determine your ethnicity.
Your resident status
Right.
and how much tax you've paid. Like,
don't give the government ideas. If they could, they would.
Listen, they could. They really
If they
can't.
could, they would.
They couldn't destroy the Zybot, so there's no way they can fucking do retina scanning. But then again, once again, I'm not gonna bet they can't do it, just in case I fucking edge them on. But yeah, if people don't want to learn, you really can't teach them. Especially when it comes to things Japan, people really get rooted in the first thing they hear about, like a topic of the country, and it's like, this is the truth now. Like, oh, 2-tier system, that's it. Oh, this area racist, I've decided. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, like, I'm there now and I'm telling you it's not, but you've decided what the point's going to be, so there's no way I can sort of change your mind.
We've got a question in the chat here, unrelated, but I think it's a good question. What's worse, no profile picture or anime picture?
Oh, fuck, that's hard. What's worse? Oh, what's... Anime.
I agree.
Anime.
Do you have a reason why?
Yeah. No profile picture is... No profile picture could be just a troll.
Right.
I'm always like, okay, this could be a guy trolling a new account. This could be like a bad opinion. This feels like this guy's trying to be anonymous. But at the same, I'm like, I don't know. It could be anything. It feels like a troll.
Sure.
Anime profile picture always feels like this person is not only very serious about the ideas they have, they kind of low-key know they're chatting complete dog shit, which is why they have
you've chosen the picture on purpose, right?
Yeah, and you've chosen...
Like anime... Like, no profile picture means you didn't pick a picture.
You didn't pick a picture, yeah.
Which is an option you can get by choosing nothing.
Yes.
But anime profile picture means you went out of your way to pick that specific picture for some reason.
Oh, and you've had that. Oh, it's even worse when it's like fucking weird lolly character from obscure anime. I'm like, you had that saved. I don't know what that is. I don't know what character.
Yeah, because you had to upload it.
You had to upload that.
It's in your camera roll or on your PC somewhere.
You're getting arrested. Yeah, good one. Jalan's great. I've used it for a while. Jalan, there's a couple other ones that are really good for like domestic booking. I'll put them in the Discord. But Jalan's like a really good one that I use a lot. But yeah, there's like a bunch you can use. Man. Oh yeah, Trump called it Biden's economy just last week. What are we doing?
You've been the president for like more than almost a year.
A while, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You're the one who put the tariffs in.
It was your idea.
It was you.
I don't. Do you not remember this? Someone's gonna sit down with the man and be like, "Are you good? Are you good, my dog? You vibing okay? You correct?"
I just don't know how there hasn't been like open fucking revolution at this point, because like there's like the stuff where he's like taking the bribe airplane and like all this other stuff, and it's just like, dude, what are you? And like people are just like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, that was really weird. Yeah. That was.
What do you mean? Yeah, weird. Okay, whatever.
That was so strange.
I mean, like there are people who are out there like rah rah.
Yeah.
But like, not enough people give a shit.
It was crazy, especially because I think one person was like,
"There have been coups for less."
Oh, there have been coups for less. Wasn't someone? I forget who it was, a reporter or a person, maybe Trump himself, was saying like, "Oh, it's a great deal. We would have paid for this plane. Now it's free. Isn't it a great deal?" And I'm like, "No, it's a bribe. What are we not seeing here? Like,
you already had a plane.
We had a plane
that has been that same plane for
a while,
years, probably decades. Air Force One has been around for a while.
Man, I don't know. I feel like we're once again entering a period of stupidity, and
what do you mean once again?
Oh, good point. We
never left.
Forgive me. We are continuing through the period of stupidity, guys. So keep your wits about you. There's some fucking idiots in the chat. Well, no, in our chat, thank God.
No,
Our chat's great. In the global chat. In the global chat.
In the global chat.
In this community, we call chat. It's fucking awful.
We cooked glable chat.
In chat, we could.
You know what? You never want to be in global chat.
No.
Games or otherwise.
No. That's how you get arrested and terrorist charges. But yeah, that's all I have today. Anything else, David?
I went to immigration.
Ooh, okay, David, go on. Finally talked about immigration. We'll wind down
immigration was fine. I just went and picked up my thing.
What'd you get? How many years? Oh, make sure it's on camera. Oh, a fucking 3-year visa, baby.
Get fucked, Jay. Get fucked.
Oh, that's right. Jay's still waiting. Poor Jay. Oh, no.
No, I don't. I wonder if he's going to get a 3-year visa. Because he said he's been married longer than me, and he's got 2 1-years in a row. Oh,
that sucks. Wait, this is your first one married, right?
No, I swapped to a thing, and then I just re-upped it now.
That makes sense. Hold on, what's my visa is currently 3 years as well. Mine runs out this year though, in like August. August. Yeah. Oh, my company does it for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just
you don't have to go to the immigrant and submit papers or anything?
Nope.
How does that work?
I give it to my company. They've hired an outsourced legal team.
Oh, okay.
And they do it. So I just give them my shit and I go, "Hi, here you go. Don't want to be illegal."
How do you get the card back to you? It just comes back to the company?
They give it to me, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just come into work one day. They go, "Here you go. It's your new visa," and I go, "Sick."
But you know what that means? That means that I am covered visa-wise until we can get PR, so I don't have to worry about it.
That means you can start looking into getting PR now then.
Ooh, really?
Because your visa can't be a 1-year visa when you get PR. So I would start looking into start looking into how to do it.
Well, I don't think I can get less than 3 now that they've given me a 3. Like if I go and renew a spousal visa, they're not going to give me a 1-year visa after a 3-year visa.
I've never gotten a 1 year.
I've never gone backwards.
No, same.
Unless I've switched the type of visa. That's the only time I've gone backwards.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. I think my next will be a 3 or 5, but either way, I'm pretty guaranteed to get like a 3 or 5, and then I'm gonna go for PR.
So yeah, I know some people probably did actually show up because I was like, oh, we're probably gonna talk about permanent residency this episode. Why are we not talking about permanent residency?
Oh, sorry, boys.
Episode? I didn't realize this until you had sent me the message today.
Yeah, so I'm researching permanent residency and like looking up how one gets it and how oh my god. And how like you can sort of like change a visa into it and yada yada, and they're changing a bunch of the rules. So there's the new system, or the current system they have is you can either get it on points or you can get it on like time.
And those systems are dog shit.
They are dog shit, and I think they're slightly changing that from I think next year. Not enough that I don't think it would affect us from what I've read so far. So we're still perfectly okay to get PR.
I mean, I imagine the live in Japan for 10 years
That's
on
fine.
Whatever will always be a requirement.
Yeah, they're not increasing that. They're not decreasing that. I think that's going to be sort of the same. I think they're changing like the point system thingy. So that's pretty interesting.
Which is good because some of them some of them I look at like what gives you a certain amount of points, and I'm like, why does this give me so many fucking points?
No one knows.
Like
it's very arbitrary.
Do you want me to pull up the point thingy right now? Like you got time, right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Japanese permanent.
I think I sent you oh my god.
Points.
A link as well.
System. Point calculator. Here we go. Wow. Okay. So, the first one here, age range.
Yes.
You have 4 options. Under 30, 30 to 34, 35 to 39, over 40. If you are under 30 years old, you get 15 points.
Yep.
And it decreases by 5. If you're 40 years or above, you get nothing.
Yeah, get fucked.
Okay. Like, that seems kind of arbitrary.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
I think a lot of it, they're trying to get younger people in the country. That's probably why, I assume, but fuck if I know personally.
So, okay, and then here we go. You have academic background, doctoral degree, professional degree.
Yeah.
This is weird. They've separated.
They have
professional degree and university degree into two different things. You have an MBA is considered to be a professional degree when it's not any different in like the eyes of a university.
No.
But for some reason that gives you 25 points.
It does, yeah.
But if you have a regular university degree and literally anything else, you only get 10.
You only get 10, yeah. But also if you have a degree from a Japanese university, you get points as well.
Right, yeah. You get if you graduated from a Japanese university, you get 10 more points.
Excellent, yeah.
If you are considered highly reputable by the Japanese government, I don't know how you would check that.
I don't know what that means.
You get another 10 points.
I don't know what that means, yeah.
If 2 or more of your doctoral or master's degrees are professional degrees in multiple fields, you get another 5 points.
Don't know what that means either.
Possibly, if you're a doctor and you meet all 3 of those, you've got 30, 40, 55 points. Now,
not enough. You need 60, 70.
No, you need 100.
No, 60 or 70.
I thought it was 100.
No. 60 points to start applying after 3 years living in the country, 70-something points after a different amount of time.
But again, you've got 50 points off of one section.
Oh, yeah.
And your age is an automatic count for points. So as long as you're not over 40, you're getting some point somewhere. So let's say you're even in the top bracket at 35 to 39. You've now capped 60 points out of 2 things.
Congratulations. You can now get your PR visa. Yep. Also, if you have any N exams, like I think N1 or N2, you get points for that. If you're making a certain amount of money at a certain age, you get more points for that as well. Like the more money you're making, the younger you are, you get more points.
Yeah.
So the way it's done, so like a lot of it is basically skewed to getting young, rich, highly skilled individuals to come live in Japan. The problem is, and this is honestly the biggest problem. Young, rich, highly skilled individuals aren't coming to work in Japan.
Yes, but those are the people that you're giving PR to instantly.
Yes, but none of them are coming to work in Japan. Why? Because our salaries aren't competitive. Yeah, they're very dog shit. Bad. Salaries aren't competitive enough here to warrant that. Even my company now, we are implementing new like salary systems to try to compete with international like American-based salaries, because when you look at our job in comparison to like my American counterpart,
it says here
they get paid way more.
70 points or more permanent residency can be attained in 3 years or less.
Yeah.
80 points or more permanent residency can be attained in 1 year.
Yes.
And then other ways of obtaining permanent residency exist, such as completing a 10-year residency.
Or you can buy it. You can buy it.
If you have enough money, yes.
If you're rich as fuck, you can just buy it as well. That's also you can do, yeah. If you're like stupidly rich, you can
I don't know what the employed by a small and medium-sized enterprise is.
Oh, that is like you're in a startup style company or whatever.
I see.
You get points for that because Japan is trying to also.
You get a lot of points for it.
You do. That's where I get
20 fucking points.
That's where I get a lot of my points for. If you're working in like a small startup company with less than a certain amount of members, you get a shit ton of points because, once again, Japan has too many big companies that they don't do anything. Mm-hmm. So they need more variety in their industry, especially at like low, mid-tier levels. So they're trying to push more people towards working in and starting smaller companies. So if you want to start a company in Japan and you have the power to, now's the best time. They're giving like quite a lot of like tax rebates and such.
So let's see. What is the most points you could get?
Dan asked, what are the benefits of PR? Dan, the benefits of PR are everything. So, the reason why you want to if you're living in Japan for a long period of time, PR should always be your goal. Let me explain why. If you're living in Japan as, I don't know, you're an English teacher, or you're doing some job in Japan, and your visa is tied to that job.
All right, here, I'll give you a whole list here.
Oh, the benefits of PR?
Yes.
Go for it.
No more visa renewals.
There you go.
You can stay in Japan indefinitely without needing to renew your visa.
You're good.
Done. Freedom to work. You are not restricted to specific types of work and can engage in any occupation legally.
Anything you want. You want to do prostitution? PR? You can do it. Go for it. No, sorry, go
on. Easier loan access. Banks may be more willing to lend money to permanent residents because of your status.
They are. Yes.
Stability and peace of mind. Permanent residency provides a sense of long-term security, particularly during life changes like divorce or death of a spouse. So if you're on a spousal visa and your spouse dies or divorces you, you're kind of fucked. Yeah. Right? There's benefits for family. Spouses and children of permanent residents may also obtain permanent resident status.
There you go.
If you have kids, they can immediately become permanent residents regardless of their age. There's other things here as well, but let's see. What else can you get? Requirements to satisfy, role of the guarantor, blah, 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 blah. Why would I want this?
There are PR calculators, but I don't have enough points yet. Yeah, getting points is really hard. Like it's very difficult because it is once again skewed towards highly paid young professionals working in scrappy small industries, or you're filthy rich or a doctor. Basically.
Yeah. So it's basically like a golden ticket for freedom in the country, right? Like you are now no longer beholden to anyone. Anything. You are not tied to a specific type of work, because a lot of people who come in as like English teachers, you come in on a humanities visa, which means you can only do jobs in the humanities sphere.
Yeah.
And I know for me, when I moved from being an ALT to being a teacher at the private school, I had to change my type of visa because technically I was becoming like kaishain.
Yeah.
So I had to switch to a specialist and engineering visa.
That's mine, yeah. I'm an engineer specialist in humanities and international services.
Yeah.
And that's
so
the
before we were both on instructor's visas.
Yeah.
So at that point, if you have an instructor visa, the only thing you can kind of do is be an instructor.
That's it, yeah.
If you want to do any other job and they do hire you,
you got to change your visa.
You got to change your visa. Like, you don't have an option. And usually what ends up happening is, like, for me, for example, I had a 3-year visa as a humanities and engineering visa. I got married and got the spousal visa. I went down to a year again, right?
Baby.
So you go in reverse. So once you get the PR visa, you're just like, I don't care anymore because I don't have to renew it. It's just forever.
Also, there are no limits on leaving the country.
I think you do have to, you have to update the government everything. I think it's like 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
But you don't actually have to go through like a renewal process. It's more like being like, yes, I still live here. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it.
The current visa you currently have as well, like the weird 3-year, 5-year, whatever visa, you can only leave the country for a certain amount of time as well. I think it's like 3 or 4 months.
Yes, you're on some. So I was talking to my friend inside the in the Discord. I haven't talked to him in quite a while, but I didn't realize that he listened to the podcast. But he's like, yeah, weird. Like this situation you're describing on the podcast sounds exactly what happened to me. I'm like, that's because it is what happened to you. But so as far as I understood, what happened was, because you have to live in Japan for an extended period of time, right? Of like unbroken time, that when his visa got canceled, he left. He had to leave his job at the same time they got canceled, and he couldn't find another job, and he had to leave the country and come back in. There was a long enough time gap that to be considered for living in Japan for X amount of years consecutively now has started back at year one, right? Yeah. So like, imagine you are on year like 9 or 7 or 8, and you're like, I'm almost there, and your job fucks you over.
You're fucked.
Intentionally or unintentionally, and you have to leave, and then all that time restarts, and now it's like, okay, well, I either live here for another fucking 10 years, or I get married, or I suddenly hit it rich, become an inventor, get my PhD, and learn N1 Japanese all in the same year to be able to get a PR license. Like,
it's kind of fucked.
It's a lot of bullshit colliding at the same time, that like the fact that you have to be here for 10 years consecutively. And I think it's like, it's like a month or like 3 months or something, that if you're out of the country, like it resets and you're just kind of fucked.
Yep, it's more than a month. I think it's like 3 months, basically.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I'm pretty sure it's like 3 months. But even still, 3 months is not that much time in the grand scheme of things when you consider, like, if you have to move between countries and find a job and like figure out what the fuck is going on. 3 months goes by real fucking quick. Yeah. Because like I know for me, when I was like, oh man, I might get kicked out of the country because I didn't update my 3-year visa to the spousal visa or whatever, right? And they're like, you need to go find a job. And like I'm pounding the pavement trying to find a job. And even at a month in, I'm like, holy shit, like I can't find fucking anything. So I'm like, that situation can happen to you. If you like, maybe if you're like an IT professional and you're skilled in like a certain thing, and like you're in a field that like is in demand, maybe you could find a job like that week, right?
Yeah.
But still, again, that job has a sponsor visa. If you might be able to. That was one of the other problems. Was I can find a job, but none of them sponsor visa, and they're like, oh well, you can work for us part time, but we're not going to cover your visa. And it's like,
that's
okay,
a big thing as well.
You're fucking useless then. Well, like who's doing this job then?
It's always crazy to me. Like, I work with a bunch of like different people who live in Japan for like different periods of time, and it's always absolutely insane to me that some of these people have lived here for more than 10 years, 12, 13 years, and they've not got PR yet, and they've not looked into getting PR as well.
Yeah, why would you not do that?
I don't know. I think people don't understand the power of PR. They think it's just like a different.
Then you just don't have to fucking worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I'm going to the immigration office. I'm like, why? You've lived it for more than 10 years. It doesn't make sense.
It's like, oh, but it takes so much work to go get PR, and you got to do all the blah 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 blah.
What?
It's like, okay, but all that work once.
Also, what's worse? You do all the work once, you're done, or you do
the same amount of work
forever, every couple of years, and then you're constantly in fear of like maybe losing your job. What if you were made redundant? Your company burns down, something happens with PR, you lose your. I'm like,
oh no. Anyway,
I'm not stressed. If I like got PR right now magically, I would move my job down to like part-time or just like a 0-hour contract, and I'd work like 3 days a week, and I'll spend the rest of the time like just doing hobbies and shit, just hanging out, just like living my life. Like, why wouldn't I?
If you could afford to live that way, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think there are certain jobs in Japan that are really fun to do that I know I would enjoy doing. Like tour guide stuff would be really fun eventually to do, or like, I don't know. I have a list of cool part-time jobs that I enjoy doing. I would just do an amalgamation of that. I'll just be waking up having fun every day, just doing things that are really enjoyable for me. But
I mean, like for me, if that was the case, like I would definitely consider doing streaming full time.
Oh yeah, why not?
Making a YouTube channel
Why
like
not?
full time, right? Because like even now,
right?
Even when I was unemployed, I had a lot of time, but I just never got things off the ground. And now that I am working full time, I look at like how much time I had, and I'm like,
dang it.
I'm like, there's no way in fuck that I could ever get that shit off the ground unless I grinded like a motherfucker, and I'm just not willing to put myself through that kind of shit.
As a man currently grinding, a lot of grinding, a lot of time just like spent researching, grinding stuff, getting stuff done. I mean, you know, it's if you enjoy doing it, it's fun. If you enjoy like the editing process and whatever, it's all worth it in the end. Yada yada yada. If you enjoy making videos and content and stuff, it does make sense. But you are always still in your mind. You can never 100% focus on this one thing, because there is that big portion that's like, I have to work tomorrow. I can't just edit till 4 a.m. I gotta get up tomorrow and like do my visa job.
Yeah, the job that I'm required to do to stay in the country.
Yeah, basically. I think next year I'm very excited for it. Like next year, I'm like the second. I think it's March. Next year, March. Every March. Yeah.
Next year in March, we should all qualify.
Next year, March, the speed to which I am hitting the immigration to be like, who do I talk to about PR? What do I need? Give me the processes right now. I'm starting it day one. Day fucking one. I'm starting it. I'm getting it as soon as possible. It is.
How long do you wanna run this one today? Because I just there's another question in YouTube here, but I think that's maybe saved for an entire episode.
Well, it's the big question? What is it?
Justin says, finally get to see you guys live. Can you guys please speak on your long-term goals in life? Do you think you'll be able to retire comfortably in Japan with your current careers?
Yes.
I don't. With my current career, no. No way in hell would I be able to retire comfortably. But again, it's this job that I'm in right now is already on a time limit.
That's right. You oh my god. Hold on. Pause. I've got you. I've got backup there. Okay. So you're in the whole 5-year thing. Then it's
3 years for this job.
3 years. Okay. So. I'm gonna circle back, Jason. There's a thing in Japan where Justin. Sorry, I'm bad at names. There's a thing in Japan where if you work in a company for X amount of years, I think it's 3 or 5 years, you have to be. The rumor is they then
At this point, it sounds like a rumor, but it's actually a law.
It's not a law. Okay, it's not. Okay.
Oh, really?
I learned this recently. It blew my fucking mind, because I was like, I thought this was a fucking law. It's not. So when you work in a company 3 to 5 years, they have to offer you Sheishain, or you get fired. Apparently that's it. You get offered Sheishain, or you don't.
They have to fire you.
Yeah, you don't get another contract, basically. That's not the case. What the actual law is, this blew my fucking mind. The actual law is, after 3 to 5 years, one of two things happen.
Okay.
One is they offer you Sheishain. And they can, or maybe they do, maybe they don't, but they gotta offer it. They'll be like, oh, Sheishain, but they can be like, oh, Sheishain, and we're gonna pay you $2,000. That's it. Fuck you. You know?
Yeah.
To make you say no to it, basically.
Right.
Or the other option, and the other option isn't you don't get a job. the next contract they offer you is a non-term limit contract. It's pseudo Sheishayan.
Okay, so it's indefinitely until one of you decides that they no longer want to work by the bounds of the contract.
After 3 to 5 years, you can no longer be offered a term limit contract. Your next contract is either Sheishayan contract, or you're still a Keikushayan, like a contracted employee, but your contract has no term limits. That is the actual law. There's no firing involved. And I racking my brain like, how did this even begin?
I knew that after, I think it was like 3 to 5 years, they had to offer you Seishain or Kaishain depending on what you work for. I wasn't aware that there was some kind of stipulation of like they would fire you. I was like, usually I would assume that you would quit at that point if you weren't gonna take the Kaishain thing.
I think that's kind of the
Does that mean you never get another chance to negotiate salary? I think salary negotiations is usually after like the first 3 years. You get you negotiate it year 1, year 2, year 3, and then after year 3 it's kind of like you're locked in now.
You get big
unless you get promoted
manager,
and, like obviously there's a reason why you're
to be fair, if you're like a Keikushain is technically stronger in salary negotiations for you than a Sheishain. Sheishain, you're fucked. Sheishain kind of sucks. Like you're unfireable, but you are. But because you're unfireable, you get paid like dog shit. Like all the Sheishain I make more than all the Sheishain I know. Every one of them. I mean, all of them. And their yearly increments are dog shit. It's like, wow, thanks for working
we'll
here.
Give you a nickel.
Yeah, literally. Here's $200 extra bucks and here's $1,000 bonus. And I was like, wow, $1,000. I'm like, bro, your entire bonus spread out between 12, 11 months plus your base salary and your raise.
It's like $150.
Yeah, I was like, I still make more than you do. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, you're unfireable. Because you're unfireable, your salary goes in very small increments until like you get a big jump at like manager. You get another one if you go to like a director or whatever. But that's kind of it. You don't get any more negotiations, really and truly. Keikushain, you can negotiate every year pretty aggressively. And if there are big like changes up to the contract or whatever, the company system, you reap the benefits. So I'm currently probably going to change the way my contract is done, which it's going to change like the whole pay structure to match more of like a European American model, which is good for me. It's good for the employees happy. I'm happy, yada yada.
I mean, I figure we'll go a little bit longer on this one because we're not here next week.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Just to speak to this question, it's like, what are my long-term goals? At the moment, I don't have a long-term goal, and I'll tell you why. It's because I have no money. And I say that, and
so flat.
And I say that not as like a haha I'm poor type of thing.
Why was that so flat? Sorry, the was
and I say it mostly because not that I have no money, but it's I have the idea that I'm going to reevaluate my long-term goal come year 3 at this job, right?
Yeah, I see what
Once year 3 is done, it's like I can't go back to this job. I'll probably have permanent residency.
You will.
So now it's like, okay,
what I want to do.
What do I want to do? Because I'm at kind of this turning point. In 3 years, I will be 30
something.
37, right? So I think by then most people have like a hard career that they're in, right? Like they've chosen a career, they're in that career. Not that doesn't happen. I know that there's like some statistic that most people switch like careers 2 or 3 times, and like the last career they pick is at like 35 or something, right?
Yeah.
So like that won't be too far off. And I've been a teacher for as long as I've been an adult, so I wouldn't be surprised if I switch now. But I think when that time comes, it's me and my wife are gonna save up, and when that year hits, it's okay. we've always talked about maybe we start a business, maybe we go into real estate, right?
Yeah,
like,
good,
okay, you rent a property out to, you buy a property
Yep.
and rent it out to someone or whatever, become a landlord, as much as those people are scumbags.
Just don't be a scumbag. Be like my landlord, my old landlord.
Yeah, exactly,
babe.
right? Like, you don't have to be a scumbag.
Yeah.
You can be. You don't have to be. But, you know, get into something that's a little bit more... It's more work on the back end, but it is going to be more lucrative in the long run, right? Because you can as long as you're reinvesting into your own business, then it makes sense to do. And we've always talked about, not always, but more lately than before, starting like a guest house or like some kind of a thing where not like a bed and breakfast, but you know, some kind of thing like that, right? Where now I have people that I know that they do run not side hustles, but they do run like their own business of like, oh, we do tours for people, right? Yep. So it's like, okay, well, if you are having them come stay at your place, right? We can run our tour thing out of your bed and breakfast.
Yep.
We'll take the certain amount of profit out of whatever and split it however we feel is fair, right? And then if it's not working out for you or whatever, it's very easy to split off because we're not like a conglomerated company, right? So it's like there's things that you can do, and I think this is maybe kind of across the board in Japan, but I feel like a lot of what happens with people who stay here a long time and becomes successful, there's a long period of searching for where you fit.
Yes, there's a long
into the kind of the grand scheme of things that I don't feel like Japanese people have to deal with as much, right?
To some extent, yeah. I think if you're a Japanese person living in Japan, a lot of my God, this is so weird. I literally had this discussion a while ago. If you're a Japanese person living in Japan, you have what we were describing as the yellow brick road. You have a road made out for you that is it's school to university to forever company, and then you work in that forever company forever, and you work there till you die, then you retire whatever age, and you take your shitty state pension, and you've lived what is basically a mid shitty life. And that's fine. People want to live that. It's there's no waves, there's no issues. You're not rich, you're not poor, you're fine. You can live a perfectly fine life.
Yeah,
you know?
there's some people that are perfectly okay with just existing,
and that's weird, but that's fine.
And that's fine. And I feel like the thing is though that like most foreigners don't get that kind of opportunity because
we don't have that road.
You don't have that option. You can't be okay with just fine because you don't have a fallback. If things go bad for you here, your fallback is, well, I move back home and start at square one. And depending on how long you've spent in the country, every single year, that choice, that choice becomes way, way harder. And recovering from that situation becomes even more harder.
I am at a work area where if I left Japan now to the UK, I know to some extent where I could slot myself into the UK, where I could, but all my work could still be like Japan focused. You know what I mean? Because that's like where my background is at this stage. But I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm not going to fucking sit around and pretend I'm not. I'm one of the lucky ones that, because of how my work history was, because of like where I threw myself, and at the time that I did it, I'm in a weird area in my career where I'm kind of still flexible. I'm kind of good, but could I work here forever? Could I retire this position? I don't know. I couldn't say. It's a small company still. We're kind of still. It could blow up tomorrow.
And the thing is, like, media as a thing is kind of like ephemeral, right? Like, how many? You look at like YouTube or social media, and it's like, how many of those services have come and gone in our own lifetime, right? So like, you might be fine now. 3 years down the road, your golden gooses who work for your thing could die or be gone or be like flip
And that's
you the
it.
bird and
Yeah.
tell you to kick sand.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like you never know what's going to happen, right? The second that you don't have someone to work for in media is like
You're cooked, yeah.
You're like, ugh.
That's kind of the
Unless you
entire thing.
work for yourself, but again, like that's the same kind of issue. You need to
You got to build it up.
Yes, I have savings and stocks.
Yes,
Like,
I also have.
stock. I'm starting a what's it called?
A NISA.
NISA.
I got a NISA, I got coin, I got stock, I got a bunch. I'm fine. Like, I could technically stop working for like 3 years and be perfectly like happy. I could sell everything and just like longer. If I sold everything, way longer than that. But you get my point. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. Those like safety nets you make for yourself, you can still make them in Japan, but the vast majority don't, because people aren't thinking ahead.
Because they don't have that option.
Because they don't have that option. That's true. Yeah, they don't have the option to think ahead.
I mean, like, had I not been married to Chihiro, I think more than likely I would have had to come to grips with the choice of like stay or go. Right?
Damn,
Like
yeah,
if I had not been with her at the time to where she's like, yeah, I'll support you for the time that you're out.
Yeah.
Like, when I finished that job and I was like not mentally fucking okay, and I took that long period off,
Yeah.
I bet you by month 3 I would have been like, okay,
Bye.
I have,
Yeah, I
I
gotta
have
go,
this
yeah.
savings,
Yeah.
but like I need to fucking either shit or get off the pot
Yeah.
or pull the ripcord and go back home. Like it was kind of dire.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
in that respect, like maybe you guys would have been like, yeah, okay, whatever. Well, like I didn't need money at the time. More than anything, I just like need to get my fucking head screwed on.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing you have to deal with, right? Like sometimes shit does not pan out here. And because it doesn't pan out, and because of the way the visa system works, and because of a myriad of other factors, sometimes you're just like, well, fuck. Like
I've done that twice so far.
Like
You've been there for me when
like-
I did that
like,
twice.
what the fuck do I do, right?
Yep.
Like shit. So
It's always a massive scramble as well. Like I think when I forget the first second time I did it, and I'm there like, okay, how much months? It was always how much rent do I have?
yes.
How many months of rent can I pay?
How many months of rent do I have to stall?
Yeah, that's your time.
It's
limit.
not even like to survive. It's like to
stall.
stall.
Yeah, I think the first or second time I was like, okay, I have like 4 months of rent. I have like 3 payments of like free time stuff coming in. I got a bunch of other freelance jobs I'm doing. So I got like 5 months, but technically visa wise 3 months. So it was
Right.
like a big month and a half scramble to.
So like if I get to month
Something,
2,
yeah.
shit is going bad.
Dude, I applied for, I think I spent one day like 10 hours applying for like, someone's getting into media at that stage, just applying for like every media job and just like calling and be like, hey man, like, would love to start working. And it was a case of just like, just do anything. Like you want to get in the industry, that's not English teaching. You want to pivot out of that. It was a lot of like, what else can I do? Like, what do I like? What am I interested in? And what can I do in this job? So a lot of my, like, I'm glad I speak Japanese because like Tokyo Weekend, for example, the reason I got into there, because they were like, we need a Japanese speaker who can like help us do like distribution. And I was like, I'm your man. Do I even know the word of distributing Japanese? No, I do not. I know it now. Didn't know it back then. So it was like a month of like, I'm now going to study.
Should I quiz you?
Yeah, I thought so. I know what it is.
There you go. All right.
I know
Just
what
checking.
it is. I can write it.
This man will lie on his CV.
Of course I would, dude. Are you dumb? If it's learnable, I'm gonna
Right,
lie
lie on
about
your
it.
CV,
Like,
yeah.
fuck, lie on your CV, dude.
And I hate that that's like become the,
It is. He's gonna be
recruiters hate him.
Recruiters
10
hate-
simple tricks. to
10 simple
lie on your
tricks to lie on your
CV.
CV.
But I mean, that's the way it is.
Yeah, it's true. But back to the main question: could I retire in Japan? Do I see myself retiring in Japan? Yes. On the job I have, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's not future proof currently, but I'm gonna say
And-
big maybe.
That is the exact same thing for me, right? Like I have no idea how.
Yeah.
Like at the moment, I'm teaching English, right,
Yeah.
at a university, but like people are always going to need to learn English, but what that looks like
In the
3,
future.
4, 5 years,
Very
10
different,
years
yeah.
down the line, even then, like okay, 10 years down the line, I'm 44.
Yeah.
That's still not that old. Like I got another solid 30 in
Oh,
me at
easy,
least,
dude.
right?
Yeah.
So
What's the
it's like,
plan? Yeah.
yeah, I like who knows, like and the thing is too is like, do I want to be doing shitty teaching jobs till I'm 55? And it's like, no,
Like
you
I
don't.
always, I'm a proponent of always having backup plans for your backup plans.
Mm-hmm.
I currently have three 3. No, I have 2. No, 3 technically. I'm doing one now. I have 3 separate plans that are currently all kind of happening at the same time. One is my current job. 2 is like the whole influencer angle as well. That'll be fun. That'll be nice to pan out. I enjoy making content. And the 3rd is like opening a cafe. Already opening it. We have a test menu. We're doing a dry run in September. If you're in Japan, let me know. I'll put the link in the Discord to where we're doing it. Like, come along, come and hang out, come and eat some like homemade goods and drink some delicious coffee at this cafe. Basically, like, we're doing a dry run. We're opening it middle of next year, if not the year after. Like, the plans are in place, things are in motion. But can I retire on a cafe? No. You don't get rich running a cafe.
Yeah. No.
Cafe's fun.
Have you ever met anyone who owns a restaurant and is like super rich?
No.
The only person that does that is like the guy who owns like 8 fucking restaurants and is not a chef because he's like the
owner,
the money man.
Yeah.
Right.
The whole cafe is just like, I want someone to chill and read books and drink coffee and hang out, and then Ogyak-san come in and I'm
Can
like,
you be comfortable doing that?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Probably.
Imagine. What does my day look like? I get up at like 11, open the cafe 11:30. Make some coffee. Jackson come in. What up, man? What do you want? Vibing? Oh my god, yes. Hire all the boys to work in the cafe in the countryside.
Yeah, like unless you become like that, like weird. Your cafe becomes like that weird mogul type place where like a million fucking people will show up, right?
Exactly.
But like, I mean, that's like a percent of a percent.
It kind of all links. So like, I think all my things link pretty well. Like my current job, the whole social influencer arc, and also the cafe will kind of link. The influencer arc and my cafe thing link really heavily as well. A lot of people who follow me are interested in the things I'm doing outside of like base influencer stuff. So if I'm like, I'm gonna be at this event, I will meet people that like follow me at the event, which is really interesting. If I open a cafe or something, they're like, oh, you're in I was doing the cyclophone thing. I was helping out at the finish line.
Yeah.
And people are like, I didn't know you worked for like this company. Now I was like, yeah, I worked there for a while now. They're like, oh, what happened to this other company? I'm like, well, I don't work there anymore, do I? Like, and they were interested. We had a conversation, photos were taken, yada yada yada. But like, all the plans kind of link into each other. And I think if you're living in Japan and you want to be successful, you want to retire especially, you do have to dive into stocks, dive into bonds, get a NISA. You do have to like have backup plans for your backup plans. And you got to plan for things going to shit. You got to plan for everything exploding and having to start at 0, if not 1.
Yep.
And that is having a safety net of like your friend or like whatever family you've made here or whatever. Like, it's
and when
important.
it does, and if it does go to shit, be willing to pivot and grind it out, because
my god,
it I think it more than not gets to a situation, and this is like where most people end up going home, is like where it gets to a situation where you don't have a choice anymore, right?
Yes.
That like, it's either I'm gonna like, this is gonna suck for a long fucking time, and I'm just gonna have to grind it out and bare my teeth and like deal with it, or I just get home. Is there a national pension that you'll have access to? Yes.
We pay into it. You do have access to it. You're fine. But the national pension is an entire podcast episode onto itself.
There's a reason why I'm kind of like, yes, but.
So the Japanese government, I want to say beginning of the year, end of last year, basically came out and said, hey guys, save money because there's not enough pension to go around.
Because there's a lot of fucking old people, and you guys are far too young to be able to collect any of the money that we save.
There's too many old people. The pension I'm paying in now, people are using it now. There's going to be none left for me when I'm old. Like,
and like, that's why I think that's why like people our age are like, you youngins gotta have kids because someone's gotta pay my pension. Because
someone's gonna pay my damn pension, bro.
And
like,
they ain't gonna be enough kids in Japan to pay my pension. That's for damn sure.
That's the issue. So there is a pension system. You're gonna get like pennies on the yen, basically.
So basically, I think both of us have to come to grips with the realization that you're gonna work till you're 80.
No, you just gotta get a pension. You gotta save enough money and have enough like things prepared to where when you're old, you just go, time to retire. I crack up my NISA that I've been saving, putting money into it for the last 30, 40 years.
That you hope hasn't crashed and burned.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Be good. This is in America where people are gambling their pensions and dumb shit. We're gonna be good. It's Japan. True. Japan is like the king of like low and slow. We're gonna be
make a doctor. There's your pension. Yeah. Well.
No, I'm completely I mean I know it's a joke, but I fucking hate people that have kids so they have like someone to support them when they're old. Like fuck off, mate. Like I'm a selfish cunt. So I know if I have kids and I'm like, support me, because he'd be like, yuck, no. Like, why are your bad decisions on me? Like,
fuck you, dad.
Fuck you, dad. Like, grow up, dude. Like, fuck off. What happened to your Nisa? Get pachinko it away, you fucking degenerate. Like, nah, man. Like, this is not what it's about. But yeah, I think retiring is definitely possible. You do have to really, I'm going to say grind, but you have to make very quick and confident choices in businesses. You want to make a business, in like what jobs you want to do, how's your pay going to be rising, how am I saving my money, and I wouldn't say straight away you don't got to land the country and instantly be like, oh my god, I got to start scrambling to save. When you get like if you're
cue Sigma music playing in the background.
Fucking guy from American Psycho just fucking
I need to put on some fucking what the fuck is that music
I have
called?
No idea what it's called, but I can hear it in my brain.
Chad Bop. I don't know what is it called. It's like an actual. There's like an actual name for it. I can't remember.
Complete for what it is. Yeah, Sigma grind set music or whatever.
What is it called?
I can't remember.
Funk. That's what it's called. Funk. Gonna put on some funk.
Yeah, you do. I think if you decide you want to be in Japan like long term, I'd say decide in the first 5 years, because you need 10 years to get a visa. PR. Decide in the first 5 years, spend the next 5 years putting money away, yada yada yada, get PR, and then start like thinking what you want to do. Like if you want to pivot, make pivots, but then generally it's kind of all on you and your partner. Don't expect government help, I would say. No. Generally. Yeah.
As a foreigner, you should never expect the government to give a shit about you.
No, don't.
Yeah. Like I think if you live in the country, you literally have to make lateral moves all the time.
Oh, consistently. Like, that's what I've been doing.
Like you are not allowed to make a move where you go down in status.
No, don't.
You either have to go laterally or up.
Yeah, you go laterally or you go up. Don't do anything.
Like if you start at a like I'll relate this to like where you live, right? If you start in a small house, every single 2-3 years you should be moving up to a house that's like bigger.
Yeah,
right?
It should be, yeah.
Right. So like I'm thinking about where I started. I started in a 1K. Then I moved to a like 1 LDK.
Nice.
Now I'm in like a 2 LDK plus S, right? Like every single one has been up every single time, right? And that's like that should be able to track your progress of like what's going on.
Yeah, same.
Right?
I'm in 3 LDK now, and the next move we're looking at 4 LDK,
right? Or
house or building a house. Right. Like there's no point moving to another place. Let's just build something somewhere, basically. You know?
Yeah.
And that should correlate with like the salary you're making. You should be constantly trying to get more and more increased salary in the country while also building like other things. Like, it's
or
possible.
at least just investing in yourself smartly.
Do it. Yeah, so important.
Which unfortunately I haven't done.
Yeah, fine. I mean, there's always time for it. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's never also.
There's
it's never too
always
late.
more time.
It's never too late. You're fine.
Okay, last question then.
Go on then.
Because I think this will be a quick question to answer.
Funk.
Justin asks, final question: do either of you follow Japanese baseball? Can you speak on Japanese baseball culture?
Oh my god,
do you follow Japanese baseball?
No, I don't know baseball. Oh wait, I know one thing about baseball. I've seen baseball live. Beer in the stadium makes baseball way more entertaining.
Okay.
So fucking fun. That's all I kind of know about baseball, sadly. Yeah. Any baseball? You're a baseball man. You're aggressively. Sadly, no, we don't. But join the Discord. I'm sure there's someone in the Discord that likes baseball. I guarantee it.
Ironically, the man with the Jays cap on.
Yeah, you fucking poser. You poser.
No, I specifically Japanese baseball. I followed Japanese baseball for a singular year in like 2013.
Was it fun? Did you learn something along the way?
There's a lot that goes on, and it's a little bit harder to follow when you're not in the same time zone as everything going on.
Good point.
Because at that point, I was still in university, and I was just like reading stuff that my cousin was sending me. Because at the time, he was living in
Japan. Yeah.
Japan. So we both watched baseball for that year.
That's nice.
Man, okay. Let me tell you about how I watched live Japanese baseball.
Go on.
So back in the day, this is before Twitch, before live streaming, before any of this shit. There was a program called Keyhole TV.
Okay.
And Keyhole TV was like people had set up their computer with a TV tuner to where they would stream on Keyhole TV. And this is like way before streaming had become like, this is like, I think this might have been like close to like birth of YouTube time. So like video on the internet was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But they would literally stream live TV. So there would be like times, because I'm a SoftBank Hawks fan. So there would be times where I'm up at like 3 or 4 a.m. on a weekend to watch a game, like on like a Friday night, to watch a game that was happening like that next day or whatever. And I'm watching it in like a 360p 12 fps like square on my screen. That's
classic
like probably like, if you look at your screen right now, you got it full screened. It's probably like, maybe if you took the chat and like did this a little bit, like that was how big it was on my screen. It ran like a fucking PowerPoint slideshow.
Oh yeah, of course.
But like the audio was typically fine. So like, I'm studying Japanese, so I'm like listening to the audio mostly. And yeah, I wonder what happened to I wonder if Keyhole TV
we're just wiped out by like
I have
internet.
to imagine. I wonder, but I wonder if that like that technology got bought by like Nico Doga or
oh yeah, that makes sense actually. Keyhole is a fast. Oh my god, I find this is impossible.
Wow, it still exists.
It's still a thing. Holy shit!
On this incredibly old website. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, that is an app now as well. Holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is. I was right about the timeline. Is a California-based software development company established in March of 2006. The server became the development of multi-threaded style server application capable of connecting multiple people. Yeah, like it was a peer-to-peer hybrid video encoder. Yeah,
shit.
Like
this website is ancient. It's so cool.
I remember, so it's weird because like you would have to have like the ability to host. I remember there was like a lady who just had like a 24-hour stream of like her ferrets. What? It was just like someone had like I don't know, it was like a baby monitor or something into like a crib that just had like a shitload of ferrets in it. Or it was like ferrets or cats or something, but it was just like a 24-hour stream of cats way before shit like Twitch existed.
I guess she's just out. She's also been out doing stuff and was like, I gotta make sure I'm like locked in on these cats.
But like, you didn't make money doing it, so like, I imagine your fucking bill for, your internet usage was like way through the fucking roof.
Dude, love of the game.
Yep,
it's for love of the game. It's gotta get done.
Yeah. To answer your question, I mean,
sorry.
Baseball culture is big here.
It's massive.
It's huge. Like you could, throw a fucking rock and hit 3 people who like baseball.
Yeah, pretty easy as well. You can find groups that regularly go to baseball games. Like,
so interestingly enough, the university that I work at, every law student in the school is a like amateur baseball player.
Oh no, that makes sense. That checks out.
Because they're like, well, I can't get into these other schools for sports.
Yep.
But I want to get into a school to play baseball.
Yep.
And the school I work at's like, hey, we don't have enough people to fill like the law faculty. So if you join the law faculty, we'll put you on the baseball team.
Oh no, yeah.
And they're like, fuck shit, all right.
Do you know about one of my really good friends' husband used to play for his company's baseball team, and that's all he did. Oh, so you don't know about company baseball teams?
No, I know that they exist.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, yeah. That's all he did.
So he was hired him just to be like the fucking Babe Ruth of
and that's
Rakuten or whatever.
He is like the group of the company he was in. All they did was play baseball. They were like all amateur league baseball guys. Went to this company just for baseball, and then when they retire from like baseball, because he retired recently, they put him in like a job in the company.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Like, here you go. You're now a data scientist. You know what Japan is. Like, here you go. You know
baseball stats. That means you can do Excel. Sure.
Yeah. You're now data man of database. Go on. Have a good time. So like now we just like data analysis or whatever, which is hilarious to me. Like,
that's kind of wild, actually.
No, yeah. It's pretty interesting. It's so strange. But yeah, that's kind of it's really normal in Japan. But yeah.
Huh.
Strange.
Interesting.
Excellent. Guys,
I can download Keyhole TV for Windows XP, Vista, and Windows 7.
do it. You in Shiga next week?
I am.
Fuck yeah. In that case, I'll see you in 2 weeks, David, where we should compare notes about Shiga.
Yes,
Because I went when it was fucking piss cold and it was awful.
I don't know how long I'm going to be in Shiga for. I think like a day, and then I'm in Kyoto, but
that's way better. No, that's fine. Let me know your trip when you get back in like 2 weeks' time. Take notes, and then we'll discuss. I got some stuff going as well, so I got some interesting stories to tell when we get back in like 2 weeks.
All right.
Fucking fantastic.
Well, we will see you all then in 2 weeks for this bi-weekly podcast.
That's how it
sorry,
is.
that's just the way.
Just how it is. Apologize.
I mean, going ahead in the future, I'm okay every weekend, but
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Literally, I might steal this camera as well to mess with it this week. But yeah, we'll see.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right,
guys. See you in 2 weeks. I love you and leave you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.